Second of 4 for the O's against this Royals team that came away with a win. Kansas City did in Game 1. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. The skipper was talking about the starting pitcher in tonight's game, Jason Birkin. It's a chance for him to make a mark, make a note, maybe be part of this rotation or at least part of the pitching establishment, not only for this year but for the future for the Orioles. But as the skipper said, it is up to him. And the bright note in the outfield is named Nolan Reimold, Rookie of the Year candidate. You better believe it. Nolan Reimold has had a very impressive, under-the-radar kind of rookie season. However, right now, a lot of people are asking just how good is he. Well, we compare the numbers against the winner last year of the Rookie of the Year award, Evan Longoria. Take a look at the numbers for Nolan Reimold this season and for Longoria. Those numbers are for the first 60 games for both in their career. Clearly, right there with the man who won it last year is the Orioles left fielder. He's having a great season.
Well, he sure is, Gary. And I think Nolan Reimold is off to a better start in that he is hitting more consistently. He's got 3 consecutive multi-hit games. And the thing about Nolan is he's going to develop power as he gains more confidence. But he uses the whole field. He puts the ball in play. He's got a great eye. And we have seen the way he hit in Fenway Park. He's not intimidated by any atmosphere.
Now, we were talking about the Orioles starting pitcher for tonight, Jason Birkin, as was true last night for Rich Hill. This is an important start.
Well, it sure is. He's 1-8. He won his major league debut, and after that it's been a disaster. Last time against the Yankees, the numbers are a little deceiving. He gave up 4 runs in the first inning, and after that pitched very effectively. But he needs to establish the fact that he can pitch on a downhill plane. And I asked Jason Birkin to explain what that means to him to create that downhill angle.
As some guys, being a 6-foot guy, it's really important for me to create the angle with my arm slot and really stay on top of the ball and stay behind the ball. I have a tendency at times to get on the side of the ball. My arm angle drops a little bit, and I lose that angle. So the biggest thing for me is just creating an angle, staying back, staying behind the ball, and just trying to throw on a downhill plane.
Oftentimes the adrenaline will cause you to try a little bit too hard. You'll collapse on that backside and the ball will flatten out. He's got to stay tall and pitch down in the zone tonight.
And the other hope for the Orioles, the offense that has been so good all of this season can get back on track. And Nolan Reimold t-shirts tonight, yes indeed. Number 14 being given out here at Camden Yards. Book your next trip at southwest.com. And Acura Advance. Few rumblings of thunderstorms in the area that went by, but no rain here at the ballpark, but for a brief 1 minute maybe, and both teams able to get their full batting practice activities in before the start of the game here tonight. Great to have you with us here at Camden Yards. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Kansas City Royals, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. DeJesus, Bloomquist, and Butler. Tien, Cayespo, Jacobs, Pena, Gordon, and Betancourt. And Billy Butler, a career night last night, a 5-for-5, 3 RBI performance.
Now it's time for the PNC scouting report for Jason Burkett. Fastball, curveball, slider change. He'll throw 2 fastballs, a sinker, and a 4-seamer. He needs to improve his off-speed location. Most of the trouble he has had has been because he's left too many breaking balls out over the plate, and he's got to get past that first inning. It's been a real hurdle for him. We mentioned in his last start against the Yankees, he was charged with 4 first-inning runs and really pitched very effectively after that, but it was a little bit too late against the Yankees.
So for Burkett, as was true with Rich Hill last night, a chance to show that he deserves to stay in the rotation and to be given more chances. But it really has become a very short tether, as was true for Hill last night. And we should bring you up to date a bit on Rich Hill. Some question now about whether or not he has got a shoulder problem. He's using the word tendonitis. And whether or not that's going to result in him having to go on the DL or not remains to be seen. There was no answer to that question before the ball game today, and Dave Tremblay clearly not particularly happy with the fact that Hill is now saying that has been a problem most of the season. Tremblay saying, I never saw that on any of the medical reports that were coming to my desk throughout the year. So that's kind of where that stands. All right, we are ready to go. David DeJesus will be leading it off. He did not play in the ball game last night, a regular, starting in right field in the game tonight. He had been in 43 consecutive ball games before getting a rest in the game 1 of the 4-game set against the O's. And the pitch outside for a ball. DeJesus, he's got some power in that leadoff spot. He's got 20 doubles, 7 home runs, and 46 RBIs on the season. Birkin with the 1-0 delivery to him, and that is in their first strike.
Again, we talked about Birkin making quality pitches, and he throws 93 miles an hour. But if you leave that fastball up out over the plate, big leaguers will catch up to it and they'll hit you hard. He needs to get it to the corners and make better pitches with his off-speed stuff.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery to Jesus. Ground ball right back to the mound. 1 down.
Well, that'll work. Little tapper off the end of the bat right back to the mound. Easy play. 1 up, 1 down. Rymel, Jones, and Markakis in the outfield. Is Torres and Mora on the left side. Robertson up on the right side. And this is a very inexperienced but effective battery tonight, and it has been in the past, and hopefully it'll be effective here in the big leagues as well. Birkin and Wieters.
25-year-old Jason Birkin making his first appearance against the Kansas City Royals in his career. Bloomquist standing in. Bloomquist had a 2-for-4 in the ball game last night. 3-game hit streak, a dramatic difference, home and road. Phenomenal difference. The biggest difference among pitchers in the American League. Check swing. Did he go around? They check it first. Yes, he did. Wally Bell down at first base on the call.
Take a look at the attempted check swing. Willie Bloomquist went way too far. Birkin is out in front again.
Out on the count 0-2. Bloomquist will reach and gets the base hit. It's a nice piece of hitting by Bloomquist, as he had to find that one. So that will bring up the number 3 hitter, Billy Butler, who last night the Orioles couldn't find a way to get him out. He ended up with his first career 5-for-5 game, 2 runs, 2 doubles, and a pair of RBIs in the ball game. Red hot at the plate.
Yeah, he hit everything they threw to him and hit it down the left field line, hit it in the gap into the power alley in right center. 2 doubles, 3 singles, 3 RBIs. His first career 5-for-5 game, and he is starting to really swing the bat the way they hoped he would.
And the throw over to first base to get Bloomquist back. This is something the Orioles in the second half are going to have to contend with, and that's base stealing. Teams are running on the Orioles. One, their pitchers have not done a very good job at holding runners, and Wieters 19% throwing out base stealers. The delivery on the way, and Butler will take that for a ball. Bloomquist, who is on at first base, can steal bases. He's got 17 of them, and he's only been caught twice.
Yeah, they'll run until you show them that you're going to throw them out, and that hasn't been the case here recently. Pitchers have been more concerned about throwing strikes than holding runners.
1-0 count on Butler, and he'll top that one foul. That will even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Butler's got 31 doubles along with the 10 home runs that he has picked up. He is third in the league in doubles. He plays in a ballpark in Kansas City that has a big outfield area. So that is a ballpark for doubles hitters, not necessarily for home run hitters. Certainly for gap hitters, and he's one of those. 1-1 delivery from Birkin. He'll take that one down the line, and that will be a souvenir. 1-2.
Interesting to see now if Birkin stays with the fastball. With 2 strikes, he was ahead of Willie Bloomquist 0-2 and threw him a little lazy slider. Bloomquist just served it into center field. Might want to change the pattern with 2 strikes and not allow the Royals to pick up on the fact that you're trying to finish at bats with the breaking ball.
Butler 1-2. Bloomquist a decent lead. He's running. Fouled away again. So Bloomquist was off and going. And the count stays at 1-2.
Then a good fastball inside to Billy Butler tied him up. Obviously you're looking for a ground ball in a situation like this with 1 out and the runner at first. He is caught stealing in the American League by the catchers. Cleveland 15%. Orioles second, tied with Boston, and we know what kind of struggle Boston has had. They have allowed more steals than anybody in the American League.
1 ball, 2 strike count. See if he goes again. He does not. Fouled away again. This Kansas City offense needs to be creative because they are 13th in both average and runs. They do not hit a lot of home runs. They're next to last in that. I mean, they're next to last or last in virtually every offensive category. So Trey Hillman, the Royals manager, you got to do something. You got to create movement. You got to try and make it happen. And that's why this team's doing some running. That being said, they are also in the bottom 2 in stolen bases, so they don't do that a lot either.
Yeah, well, they're big base stealers on the disabled list. Coco Crisp, a guy that they brought in to give them that dimension of speed, but just create some movement, create some holes on the infield by starting the base runners.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that one in the air to center field. He got a lot of it going back at the wall. Butler's 6 for 6. Goodbye home run. Billy Butler doing a number on the Orioles this year. It is a 2-0 lead on his 11th home run. RBIs 46 and 47.
Well, we told you he's been swinging a hot bat. Obviously, even prior to last night's 5 for 5, he had a 2-run home run on Saturday and helped Luke Hochevar win the game. There's a high fastball just right out over the plate. Nothing exceptional or extraordinary about the fastball. With 2 strikes, he was able to square up on it, hit deep into the seats in center.
The 7th home run surrendered on the year by Birkin. 3 of those have been hit by right-handers. And Kansas City, as they did in the ball game last night, jumps on top. They got a run in the first in last night's game, and now Butler continues his onslaught against the Orioles this year by delivering another shot. And a ground ball to first. Aubrey Huff off the bat of Martin. 2 down.
Yeah, you'd like to see more balls on the ground with Jason Birkin. That will indicate he's throwing that sinking fastball down around the knees. He tried to elevate that fastball. It's difficult unless you have really set up the hitter to kind of surprise him and change his eye level. But he didn't see enough off-speed pitches and pitches down to be caught off guard by that high fastball.
Alberto Callaspo with 2 down and nobody on. He's got a 9-game hit streak, as he had a 1 for 5 in the ball game last night. The Oriole pitchers have now surrendered 119 home runs this season, 3rd high in the American League, behind the Yankees and the Cleveland Indians. So that has been the gopher ball has been a problem all year, and that's 7 home runs in 57 innings surrendered by Birkin. Here's the 2-0 delivery on the way, and that is line foul.
Again, the first inning a problem. We mentioned 4 first inning runs last time out allowed by Birkin, and he falls behind 2-0. Just got to stop it right here and just kind of say, okay, I'm going to dig my heels in, and you're not going to score anymore.
2-1 delivery on the way. First time through the order against Birkin, teams are hitting .330. Second time, .253. Third time, .327. So the first time through has been the biggest problem for him, with opponents getting their best numbers up. Here's the 3-1 delivery on the way, and that's up high. He surrenders the walk. Espo is on with 2 down here in the first inning.
Well, both Asturis and Mora have made their way into the mound now, just trying to encourage Birkin to relax, pitch a little more aggressively, and don't get yourself into these multiple run situations. If you're going to take your lumps, make it happen early. Force the hitters to swing the bat. Don't allow them to sit back and get a gauge on your pitches. It's the first time the Royals have seen Jason Birkin.
Mike Jacobs did not play in the ball game last night. In fact, he hasn't been in for 3. The pitch is taken inside for a ball. Jacobs getting the start in this game as the designated hitter. Miguel Olivo filled that role last night, and he is out of the lineup tonight. Jacobs has not had a hit in his last 7 at-bats, hitting just .219. And an off-speed pitch in for a strike. Jacobs has been a disappointment for the Kansas City Royals this season. They really hoped they were going to get more offense out of him.
Yeah, they needed some power, and they thought that his home run totals in Florida would translate into Kauffman Stadium, but it hasn't been the case. He's hit just 13 home runs and driven in 33.
Check swing. I don't know if that hit the bat or out of the leader's glove. I guess it popped off the bat. We'll see. 1-2 it did.
Yeah, a little check swing foul tip that just deflected off the glove, and there's that delivery, trying to stay tall so he can create that downward angle. And pitch down in the zone. So far he hasn't been able to do that.
Espo at first base has not been a base stealer this season. 1 for 2. Jason Birkin with his own 1-8 mark. The team has 2 wins and 9 losses in his 11 starts this year. Espo is leaning the other way and goes diving back in. When you're struggling on the mound, as last night Rich Hill is and Birkin is, these long early innings, especially the first, are real downers, not just for the pitcher but for the team. You just come out and you know what's on the line here, and you want to have some momentum. You want to try and build it up, feel good, get it going early, and instead you hit the slippery slope early in the game. Yeah,
you'd love to be able to hit without thinking about erasing an early deficit.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Espo not going. The off-speed pitch again is going to miss, and the count will go to 2-2 on Mike Jacobs. Birkin has surrendered 22 walks, striking out 30. Not a strikeout pitcher. Opponents hitting .305 off him. Left-handers .331. Right-handers .274. Espo not going again. Jacobs on the cut, and he's gone. So Birkin gets the strikeout. The runs come on the Butler home run. A 2 RBI shot with 1 left on. 2-0 Royals. Reimold t-shirts that were handed out tonight. Think they're having a good time in the ballpark? Take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Roberts, Jones, Huff, Markakis, Reimold, and Scott. Mora, Wieters, and his tourists. Nolan Reimold since the All-Star break, even better.
He has been on fire. Tonight he's going to get his first look at Brian Bannister. Here's the PNC scouting report for the Royals right-hander. Fastball, slider, curve, and changeup. He's a ground ball pitcher. Got a lot of movement on his fastball, and he's got a great cut fastball. Kind of a natural pitch. It's a pitch that you can't really teach, but he has one kind of like Mariano Rivera's that just takes off. It's got a lot of light to it and produces an awful lot of ground ball outs.
Brian Bannister, 28 years old, 29 and 33 in his career. Brian Roberts, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Brian had an 0 for 5 in the ball game last night. His third in runs, first in doubles, and fouls that one off, and Bannister gets ahead on the count, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's going to throw you a lot of strikes. You better get it set. Step in the box and be ready to hit. Bannister doesn't waste any time. He will throw a lot of strikes with that cut fastball. Many people call it a slider. It's got such dramatic break, but it's truly a cut fastball. It just moves a lot.
0-2 delivery on the way to Roberts. He'll golf that one to third base. Gordon's got to hustle this one, and he can't do it. Roberts is on, and the Orioles get a start here in the first.
That's the way to cut into that early deficit. Royals defense has committed a ton of errors, 75 errors on the season. De Jesus, Bloomquist, and Tian in the outfield left to right. Betancourt and Callaspo up the middle. Gordon and Butler at the corners, and Brian Pena's behind the plate for Brian Bannister.
That is a base hit. Infield single for Brian Roberts. So Roberts is on. Adam Jones hitting in the number 2 spot. 1 for 3 in the ball game last night, a home run. Adam now extra base hit wise, 18 doubles, 15 home runs, and 54 RBIs. Bannister's pitch, a slider, is in there for a strike.
Last night against Bruce Chin, 2 outs first inning. He gets a breaking ball and drills it into the seats. Home run number 15 for Adam Jones. Got the Orioles off and running early.
Roberts a short lead at first. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way. Again, slider taken outside. Pena behind the plate making his 9th start. He has thrown out 3 of 12. Well, not a lot known about his work behind the plate. Bannister's got a pretty good move. He gets rid of the ball in a hurry. He'll slide step it up there where needed. Timeout taken by Jones.
Brian Pena snapped an Orioles streak of 12 straight steals when he threw out Cesar Stewart last night. First time the Stewarts have been caught all year long.
1-1 count. Jones will take it down low. So Jones fed 3 breaking ball pitches to start it out, and a 2-ball 1-strike count from Bannister. Bannister has only 1 win in his last 7 starts. He's had a win, 4 losses, and 2 no decisions in his last 7. 2-1 the look, and that one's going to miss down low, and Jones gets the hitting count at 3-1. Bannister coming off a couple of no decisions against the Angels and Tampa Bay. His last win on July 5 against Chicago. Against the Orioles, he has a 1-0 record lifetime. Nothing this year. Delivery is lifted, and how far will that baby go? Goodbye, home run, Adam Jones, and the Orioles get 2 back.
Folks, pull up a seat, get comfortable. Adam Jones is going to be here for a while. Second consecutive night, he's homing in his first at bat, and he drills his pitch deep into the seats to give the Orioles the tie here. 2-2 in the first, and Jones is smoking.
16 home runs on the season for Adam Jones. And here is Aubrey Huff, who is batting in the number 3 spot. Do not make a mistake up in the strike zone to Adam Jones. You talk about jumping in a pitch. Huff went around on that one, and it is a 2-strike count. Nick Markakis is batting cleanup today. Dave Tremblay saying, I'm just doing this for the game, just to see what happens, trying to do what's best to try and get a victory in this ball game. Here's the 0-2 delivery and a slow roller. Bannister gets the out. Huff retired, one away.
Nick Markakis batting 4. Take a look at the teams in the American League East with 3 or more hitters with 100 or more hits. Toronto has 3 with Hill, Scudero, and Lynn. Excuse me, 6. They have 6 with Rios, Rowland, and Wells. 6 over 100 hits. Orioles and the Yankees have 3 apiece. Markakis, Roberts, and Jones for Baltimore, and the Yankees, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. So you can see that the top of this Orioles lineup is very potent and among the league's best at collecting hits.
Here is Nick Markakis. Nick had an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. He comes in 8th in RBIs and 4th in doubles among the American League leaders. And the change, having him bat cleanup and Huff move up to the 3rd spot, is really about trying to find some RBIs. Aubrey Huff has not been driving runs in of late. Markakis will take that to the gap in right center, coming hard to Jesus, and a diving catch. DeJesus spreading out to get that one, and a fine play. It's only his 2nd start in right field. No, it's Tien. Sorry, Tien moved over to right field.
And Mark Tien makes a sliding catch and takes a hit away from Nick Markakis as that ball was sinking fast, and he made a nice catch to record the 2nd out of the game.
So I got flip-flopped from the lineup that was hung in the Kansas City clubhouse before the game. So put Tien over there in right, and fortunate that he was as the catch is made. And that'll be the 2nd out. And here is Reimold with a 4-game hit streak. Reimold had a 2 for 3 in the ball game last night. 2 runs in on the Jones home run, and that is taken down low.
4-game hit streak for Reimold, 9 for 13, including a great run in Boston. Since the All-Star break, he's been on fire, over 450 for Nolan. He just gains more confidence with each at bat. And the one thing that's been so consistent, he doesn't have to pull the ball to hit the ball with power.
Reimold hits shots, line drives, and that is a strike on the outside corner, as Bannister will get the benefit of that strike zone call. 3-2.
That's another one of those cut fastballs right down on the knees. It looked like it might have been a bit low.
Brought to you by Northrop Grumman, the information systems powerhouse. That one's not close. So both pitchers having their problems in nearly identical first innings. The home run by Butler for 2 RBIs off Jason Birkin, and then the home run by Jones for 2 RBIs, and each surrendering a walk with a couple of outs in the inning. That'll bring up Luke Scott. Scott trying to get his bat going. He had an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night, the Orioles designated hitter. And it is in their first strike on the outside corner.
You see the numbers for Luke Scott before the break, over 300. And it's been a nightmare for him, hitting just 74 with 2 RBI.
He has faced Bannister 3 times, 1 for 3 off him. A little tapper. That's a fair ball. And got him. Nice play by Pena to get the out. But the Orioles get right back into the ball game as Adam Jones delivers his 16th of the season with Roberts on base to tie the ball game up at 2. Chance to win $99 worth of American Classic scratch-off tickets from the Maryland Lottery for every Arrow home run hit tonight. You got a chance to win too. All you got to do is enter. Log in, MassonSports.com. So a 2-2 ball game as the offenses jump out early on the two starters here in this game. Birkin will face the bottom part of the order now. Pena, Gordon, and Betancourt for Kansas City.
Fresh start for both starting pitchers now.
Pena. One thing you can say about Pena, he can move. You look at him and you think he's not going to be very fast or agile, but Brian Pena, he can run, and as you saw in that last play defensively, he gets around at the plate with the gear on. 1-1.
Yeah, he's a pretty good little catcher, and he came out of Cuba. He defected from Cuba. He and Yunel Escobar, the Brave shortstop, the great pals and teammates as kids in Cuba.
And he's got a base hit into right field. He's going to think about two. Markakis will hold him. And a leadoff single here in the second inning. This weekend, the Orioles and the Red Sox will be playing here at Camden Yards, a 3-game series. The Saturday game almost sold out. Good seats remain for Friday, 7:05, and Sunday, a 1:35 game. Hope you'll come out and paint the park orange in a big showdown with the Red Sox. Tickets, 888-848-BURR to go to Orioles.com.
We get a chance to see John Smoltz on Friday. He will open up the series, and the Orioles hit him pretty hard at Fenway Park last Sunday when he started against them.
That ball will be fouled back by Alex Gordon. Jeremy Guthrie, John Smoltz opened it up on Friday. David Hernandez and Josh Beckett. Orioles haven't announced officially the Sunday starter against Clay Buchholz, who is pitching tonight for Boston. Still 2 more games, of course, left in this series against Kansas City. A night game tomorrow. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that is taken for a strike. Chris Tillman will be making his debut, all things staying the same, and he'll go against Zach Greinke, who's got the best ERA in the majors. That will be his opponent. The numbers for Tillman at AAA, and for Zach Greinke this year with Kansas City. The fans will get to see another one of the future names today for the Orioles. And then there will be a day game, 12:30. And that will be Brad Bergeson taking his 6-5 mark out against Lou Kochevar, who is 6-3 on the season. 1 ball, 2 strikeout. Pena on at first base being held. And Gordon swings through it. Foul tip, says the umpire. 2 strikeouts for Birkin.
What Jason Birkin needs to do is literally just focus on one pitch at a time and try to execute a pitch, get down in the zone. That's where he's most effective with that fastball they threw to Gordon. And it's just try to put together some pitches. A sequence of pitches leads to an out. 1 out leads to 2, and then you're looking at the end of the inning. And that's literally how he has to build upon this start.
Betancourt, the number 9 hitter, on the off-speed pitch. Betancourt had an 0 for 3 in the opener of the ball game last night. Short lead at first, the 0-1. Same pitch, same result.
Well, you heard Jason Birkin in an interview talk about how he wants to get to a point where every pitch looks the same to the hitter. He had mentioned how he had seen Roy Halladay and Mark Burley recently and really marveled at how their delivery was the same on every pitch.
0-2 delivery on the way. Popped it up. Wieters. Mora. Good play, Melvin Mora. Easier play for him. Betancourt retired, 2 down.
Well, we talk about these young pitchers coming up here, and they all played on a winning team in the minor leagues. And I asked Jason Birkin what that does to build the thought of winning here in the big leagues.
I think once you get a taste of winning, you want to win that much more because you realize how awesome it is. And I've had a chance to go to the World Series in Clemson, and in High A we won the Carolina League, and there's no greater feeling than having everybody come together at a certain time and feeling that chemistry build and that bond. And I think that with us right now, the chemistry is definitely there.
Fouled off, and more of the youngsters who have played together in the organization for the Orioles at the minor league level, as the plan is, keep arriving at the major league level. and rejoin and see what they can do here. I mean, they are the ones the Orioles are counting on for the future.
And Jason Birkin alluded to the fact that he pitched in the College World Series for Clemson. Pitched in the final game of that College World Series.
In the air, left field by DeJesus. Reimold is there, and he's got it. No runs, just trying to lead off single, and one left on base. We go to the bottom half of the second, and a tie game.
Case of close but no cigar for the Orioles. In 6 out of their last 7 losses, they've lost the game by 2 runs or less, and you know that has to wear on the team. Take a look at these numbers. They're 2-8 since the All-Star break, but opponents have outscored them in those 10 games by just 7 runs total. In turn, the Orioles have out-hit those opponents 97 hits to 88 hits. The problem is the Orioles are lacking timely hitting. They're batting just .235 with runners in scoring position since the All-Star break, and that has to improve, especially for a team that's hitting .294 on the season. Gary?
Yeah, that is a surprising number, too, because the Orioles for most of the season have led the American League with that batting average with runners in scoring position. And now all of a sudden that has just fallen away. Here is Melvin Mora. Melvin getting his first at bat will take that slider away. Managed to throwing a lot of those early in the ball game. Wieters and his Taurus will follow. Melvin Mora 1 for 3 in the ball game last night. Here's the 2-0 delivery to him. Melvin takes it to center field. Bloomquist will drift back, and he's got it. Mora is retired. As you take a look at Melvin Mora, he says, I want to play for another 4 years. Why? Because then the kids will be 12 years old. Look at this. The Quints. They were born on this date back in 2001. They are celebrating their 8th birthday today. All of the little Moras. And kind of ironic, it was also in this date 1 year later at 2001 that Melvin Mora was traded by the Mets to the Orioles. Same date as the Quints were born, a year difference. Well, Melvin, I said, how many cakes today? He said 1 for every kid.
That's awesome. Happy birthday to the Moore children. That's wonderful. And Melvin, very proud papa, always anxious to talk about his kids.
It's great to kid him about them, though. I leave Giselle back home with the kids and wait till they're 12 years old before you decide it's time to get done baseball. You're a smart man. And he just smiles. Here's his Taurus, and he takes it for a strike. His Taurus ball game last night had a 2 for 4. He picked up a couple of singles. He continues to produce in that number 9 hole. And that pitch will be taken inside. Batting .257. 6 doubles, a home run. Has added 9 stolen bases. Chopper up the middle. Betancourt over, running throw, and we'll get him. So the bottom third retired in order. We've completed 2 here at Camden Yards. Ball game tied at 2. Orioles cook-off. Jeremy Guthrie, Brian Roberts, Greg Zahn, and they prepared their dishes. The judges were there along with fans to sample and make a decision. And the winner ended up being none other than Greg Zahn. Zahny had chicken enchiladas. That was his specialty. He prepared to do that all along ever since they announced they were going to do this. And he got the win and let it be known to all of his teammates when he got to the ballpark today that he was the winner today at the cook-off in no uncertain terms. And swung on and missed. Bloomquist leading it off.
I think we could have been judges.
I would like to have been a judge.
How come Rock got to be a judge and we weren't a judge?
I don't know. It's not fair. It's not right.
We do a lot more eating than Rock.
A lot more. And we can prove that by standing up. Pitch is taken up high and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Bloomquist singled and scored in the first inning. Time permitting, we'll hear from the chef who won. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. That one's going to go to center field. He's got it. Greg Zahn, winning chef. What do you have to say for yourself?
Spent a little time working in a restaurant, and by the time I left there, I was, a line cook, and so I have a little kitchen experience on a professional level. But finding things in the pantry to throw together at the last minute is kind of how I like to cook, and so that's how this one came about.
We had a great time. It was fun to come out and let the judges critique our cooking ability, which is not very good compared to our baseball skills, that's for sure.
They certainly had a good time. Ground ball by Butler. Are they going to get him? Yes. So that will end as 6 for 6 in the 2 games.
We got him out. I knew we could get him out.
After hitting a 2-run homer his first time up.
Boy, he's become a good hitter. He mentioned he had a 2-run home run in support of Luke Hochevar on Saturday when they snapped that long losing streak, and he had a 5-hit night and a 2-run home run to start this game.
Now Tian will stand in. He grounded out his first time up. Couple of hits, 6 at bats so far in the 2 games. And the pitch is taken for a strike. So Jason Birkin trying to rebound here. Have a 1-2-3 inning. Ground ball towards second base. Brian Roberts up, makes the play, and he does. He retires the side in order. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Orioles will have the top of the order coming up on an 81-degree summer night at Camden Yards.
Turn the lights on your boat there.
I told them we want to save energy, so we had those shut off. Oh. You notice how we put those logos that we left in the water, though? It's hard to paint when you have a rippling surface like that. The pitch is taken for a strike. Brian Roberts, a single, scored ahead of Jones on the home run. And we'll take the pitch inside. Brian on the season now, 6 hits, 20 at bats against the Royals. Kansas City's got a 3-2 edge in the season series. And the 1-1 delivery is taken outside as Bannister will miss on that. 2-1. Orioles have had their problems against this Kansas City team this year, even though it's only a 1-game difference. Kansas City has outscored them in the pitching department, which is where they have their strength. The Orioles against Trey Hillman's team just have trouble trying to get the big hits. Backhanded, Butler gets it to the bag in time, and Roberts is retired, 1 away. And it's time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind.
Second batter of the night with Brian Roberts on base. Adam Jones goes deep against Brian Bannister. Home run number 16. RBIs 55 and 56. That tied the score at 2-all.
And our AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network, your world delivered. And there's the number for the night and on the year. 16 home runs and 56 runs batted in. And the sliders outside for a ball. Royals have outscored the Orioles 27-20. They've outhit them 310 to 237. Orioles only 237 in the previous 5 games against them. Ground ball to short this time. Betancourt up. Jones retired. And there are 2 away. Kansas City pitching staff comes into this game with a 3.6 ERA against the Orioles, while the Orioles have a 5.5 against KC. Well, Kansas City's had the better of it in every department, including the 1-game advantage in the series. Aubrey Huff grounded out his first time up. Up high for a ball.
Now the record's not that much dissimilar. Baltimore's won 42 games. Kansas City's won 39 games. And you just can't let down in any ball club. I don't care who you're playing, where you're playing them. You get a major league player on a given night, any pitcher can beat any ball club in baseball. That happened a little bit to Milwaukee last night when the Washington Nationals went in. And Kenny Mockett referred to it as the easy win syndrome. And his team got caught off guard a bit. Josh Willingham had 2 grand slams in that game for the Nationals.
That one underneath the feet that time. Was a night of salamis last night, was it not? Home runs being hit everywhere with the bases loaded. Saw a note on the Yankees. They had home runs last night. Now they've got 6 Yankees with 15 or more home runs on the season. Fouled away. Teixeira, A-Rod, Hideki Matsui, Johnny Damon, Cano, Nick Swisher. And they are only the 2nd team ever to have 6 players with 15 or more home runs before the 100-game mark.
Wow.
The other team was the Texas Rangers in 05, and Teixeira played on that team too. Had Alfonso Soriano, Hank Blaylock, Kevin Mench, David DeLucci, Michael Young, and Richard Hidalgo on the Texas team. So the 05 Rangers and this year's Yankees, the only ones with a 6 players, 15 or more homers, fewer than 100 games.
Swisher's done a good job for them. He had 2 in last night's game. Johnny Damon's had a big home run here as well with 17. Damon's going to be a free agent at the end of this season. Yeah, that ballpark, it is. They're on the road right now, but that home ballpark really plays to the home run, doesn't it?
2-2 delivery on the way. Aubrey Huff will foul it back. We were talking about that. The Orioles hitting instructor before the ball game. Crow was saying that when the Orioles were at Yankee Stadium, he went out the right field to take a look, and he said, "You stand at the right field corner and take a look to your right." He said it is a straight line. There is no curve in that fence at the new Yankee Stadium. There was a curve, however, on that one, and Huff is retired. First strikeout and a 1-2-3 inning. That's going to be 7 in a row retired by Bannister. 2-2. That is good. They're just responding to the new address out there, 2110 Utah, and decided you got another street address they wanted to put up there.
I tell you what, there's a chance for these three outfielders to be here for quite a while, and they might not have to wash those numbers off for a long time.
Oh, don't worry, they won't. That one to center field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Wally Bell, the umpire, crisscrossing there with his Duras and Jones. Just can't get out of the way. It's a base hit.
Out of the end of the bat, and you see the umpire knows that it's close to him. His Duras didn't have a chance to make a play on it. It was going to be a little Texas leaguer in front of Adam Jones.
He was trying to run away from the ball, and it followed him right out there. So leadoff single. Callejo's now got a 10-game hit streak. And here is Jacobs. Struck out his first time up. Mike Jacobs batting just .219, the designated hitter. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Leadoff man on in 2 of the 4 innings for Kansas City.
Mike Jacobs, a little bit like Russell Brandon early in his career. A lot of power, but a lot of swings and misses. And it's really been a tough transition for him coming over from the Marlins to the American League here with Kansas City.
0-1 delivery to him. That'll be taken down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Birkin has walked 1, struck out 2, given up the 2 runs on 4 hits. The Orioles 2 runs on 2 hits. 2 left on by the Royals, 1 by the O's so far. Jacobs 84 strikeouts already. And he swung at that one. Wanted to hold up, couldn't do it. 270 at bats and 84 Ks.
And a third of the time that he is up there, he swings and misses. He gets it going. He's always thinking about doing some damage, but it really hasn't played well in that big ballpark in Kansas City. Just 13 home runs, we mentioned.
Birkin backing off. Both of these teams 2 wins, 8 losses since the All-Star break. Both now have 16 wins on the road. 1-2 delivery, a check swing. And held up on that one. Get the new baseball and a 2-ball 2-strike count. Long look down to third base. Dave Owen, the coach, down there with the signs with fastball on at first. Aubrey Huff holding. Jacobs gets that hole between first and second and takes it the other way. Brian Roberts snares it.
Good jump by Brian Roberts. That ball wasn't really scorched, kind of a humpback liner that he has a bead on it, and Callejo does a good job of freezing on the line drive. He had to make sure that ball was past Roberts. It's not, and he has to retreat and get back to first.
The old humpback liner.
Just not hard enough.
Here's Brian Pena. Runner goes, swung on and fouled off, trying to protect the runner, and took the home plate umpire Marty Foster. Callejo going. Pena reached out, and Foster caught all of that one.
Well, he's going to take time to regroup, and it's a hit and run. Runner's going, and Pena just gets a piece of it, and Wieters was coming out of the chute to make the throw, and he didn't provide protection for the umpire. Marty Foster took that one on the left foot.
Has those guards on over the upper part of the shoe, but that caught him. Looked like just below it. 0-1 count. Pena. Callejo back to first base, not running, in the air to left field. Reimold. 2 down, runner back to the bag. And tomorrow, rookie pitcher Chris Tillman scheduled to make his major league debut. The Orioles face the Royals. It'll be an American League Cy Young candidate, Zach Greinke, who's going to be the opponent. Hope you'll be here to see another one of the young O's pitchers make his first Orioles appearance. Tickets start as low as $9. 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. Chris is on hand. Not officially in the roster yet, but he's here.
Here are his numbers from AAA Norfolk as he was doing a good job down there, and certainly didn't appear to be intimidated by the advancement to AAA at all.
Gordon up, takes the strike. Take a look at the season and career for him.
Yeah, career record just 5 over, but I think you have to recognize he's a high school player, signed out of high school, a very young player, and his advance made a AA All-Star team last year. Pitched in the Futures game this year at the All-Star game in St. Louis. So he has progressed nicely through the organization, and everybody's kind of anxious to see him come. And he has worked on a changeup the last couple of years. He's been a power pitcher, as you would expect. Big frame, 6'6", fastball, breaking ball, and good changeup.
Alex Gordon, a 1-1 delivery to him is outside. There will have to be a roster move, obviously, to get him on the roster. And no announcement today on that. You wait until you have to do it. And with Rich Hill, the issue of is he going to have to go on the DL, that might take care of that tomorrow if that happens. 2-1 strikeout. Alex Gordon struck out first time up. He's got a 5-game hit streak going. Gordon will get another one. 6-game hit streak. Making the turn, heading over to third. Callaspo, no play there for Jones. And there are runners at first and third here in the fourth with 2 away. And Gordon continues his comeback off the DL, hitting in that 8 spot, just trying to get his swing back. Had his first multi-hit game in the ball game last night.
Yeah, he had 5 good trips to the plate last night. Timing starting to come around, and he struck out in his first at bat. But there he picks up his first hit in 2 trips tonight.
Well, the ball game tied at 2. Royals are out hitting the Orioles now 5-2. And here is Betancourt. He gets a chance to put Kansas City back on top. Popped out first time up. Betancourt will take the pitch inside for a ball. Betancourt just getting his feet wet with Kansas City, only his 11th game. He's hitting just 143 with the Royals, 236 his overall average. One-0 delivery to him. That'll be taken down low. Came from Seattle for some couple of minor league pitchers. July 10, the date of the deal.
Yeah, Betancourt kind of got sideways with the management in Seattle. He was actually benched earlier in the season, and it just felt like he might be better off somewhere else. They moved him to Kansas City. Ronnie Cedeno was taking over at shortstop there in Seattle for the Mariners.
2-0 delivery towards the hole as Torres got to go to first. Long throw and batting. Good play at both ends as Torres and Huff combine. Not only end the inning, but save a run. Watch how far he has to go. He had no play at second, and the short hop played by Aubrey Huff. Acura Advance. Ducks out for a swim around the inner harbor. It's turned out to be a very nice summer night here. He's over on Harbor East.
Yeah,
I know those Ducks.
Yeah.
Ball game tied at 2.
It was threatening thunderstorms all afternoon, and it just kind of blew by without too much rain here.
Nick Markakis flied out his first time up. Looking for his first hit in this series. He has had an 0 for 5. 1-0 delivery. One of those Ducks had a flock of 12, and they got 2 blocks inland, and we had to get them back into the water, right where you saw it right there. There you see the O's with 100+ hits. Markakis, Robertson, Jones. With Markakis on top with 116. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. The slider's taken inside.
Yeah, that's the benchmark. It's halfway point. Obviously, the major league benchmark for hitting prowess is 200 hits. You get 200 hits, you're going to be among the elite. You're going to eventually win a batting title. You do that consistently. Ichiro Suzuki, of course, he's the master of the 200 hit season. He's hit 200 hits every season he's been here in the major leagues.
Nick putting up consistently strong numbers, and will take the pitch inside. So Bannister surrenders his second walk. The other one came in the first inning, as he had retired 7 in a row since the last walk. And now the Orioles get the leadoff man on in the tie game here in the 4th inning. Nolan Reimold coming up. Reimold drew that walk and was stranded in the first. A couple of hits and 3 at bats here in this 2-game set so far, and fouls that one off.
Nolan Reimold really commits to his swing. He's very patient. He waits till the last possible moment, but he drives both hands through the hitting zone. Well, you watch him close during batting practice, the ball absolutely jumps off his bat, and I think you're really going to see the power continue to grow as he gains more experience.
Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way. Check swing. Bannister will catch the inside corner. Looking for his 7th win. Bannister had a tremendous rookie year a couple of years ago, and then it kind of fell apart on him last year when he went 9-16 with an ERA of 5.7. 0-2 count. The interesting thing is Bannister didn't even start with a big club this year. He was down in the minors for the first month, and then brought back up again. It's pretty heady stuff for a guy who had a rookie year that he had to have to go down again.
And they sent Luke Hochevar down to start the season as well. 2 of their prominent pitchers from a year ago, and they just sent a message, hey, we're just not going to take you because you were here before.
0-2 count, and inside. His rookie year he went 12-9 with a 3.87, and then last year 9-16 with a 5.76. It's been a rocky couple of years. His 16th losses were tied for 4th in the majors last year. Pitch is outside. Nice job done by Pena to hang on to that. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Reimold with a runner at first and nobody out. The Orioles try and get it going against Bannister. Only a couple of hits in the game, and they were the first 2 hitters for the Orioles in the first inning. Roberts a single, and Jones the home run. 2-2 delivery to him. Reimold into the hole. That's a base hit. And runners at first and second, nobody out. 5-game hit streak for Nolan Reimold.
I just don't think Nolan Reimold ever thinks he's in a hole. Even with 2 strikes, he's got the confidence he can find a base hit somewhere. And if you're going to do this when you're a rookie, to fight off changeup with 2 strikes, pull him through the hole for base hits, that's got to really fuel your confidence and give you encouragement that things are only going to get better and better.
25-year-old. He is the only rookie with more than 5 home runs and 5 stolen bases this season. He's got 6 stolen bases. The Orioles with runners at first and second, and Luke Scott, who grounded out his first time up. And here's where the Orioles have not been getting their big hits. And Luke Scott will take the pitch. Orioles went 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position last night. This is the first opportunity they've had in that department. And for Kansas City, that's a phenomenal number. 5 for 19. They've had 19 chances in one game. But they pounded out 14 hits. 0-1 delivery is swung out and missed, and the count will go to 0-2.
Yeah, I spoke to Luke Scott today about his hitting woes, and he said, when I was so hot, everything seemed so simple, and right now there's so many thoughts in my mind. Are my hands in the right spot? Is my foot down? Is my weight back? He said, I've just got to get back to looking for the baseball and try to hit it wherever it's pitched.
0-2 the count on him. Runners off first and second, and swung on and missed. And those are not confident swings for him, and that is unusual for Luke Scott. He is out of there, 1 down.
Now he's just going through a tough time right now, and he's not seeing the baseball out of a pitcher's hand. You can see he swings at that ball before he ever locates it. The commitment to the swing well early, and he's just out ahead of the breaking ball. It wasn't close to being a strike. He's got a lot of things going on in his head. He just needs to clear his head and think about the baseball again.
So that will bring up Melvin Mora with 1 down. Flied out to center first time up in the dirt. Pena again goes down to stop it. Ball game is tied at 2. Melvin Mora, throughout his career here with the Orioles, has been one of the best average, numbers wise, average with runners in scoring position. And this season he's at an even 300 right now, but even for him that has dropped down some 40 points over the last about 9 weeks. Here's the 1-0 delivery to him. Moore on a big cut. Bannister buried that one down low. 1-1.
Yeah, you talk about Bannister. We talk about how much movement he has. He's got that cut fastball. That breaking ball will throw quite a bit. Changeup is good. Probably the pitch that he has the least confidence in is just a regular old fastball. But his fastball moves so much when he cuts it, it looks often like a breaking ball.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Melvin Mora, the chopper to the hole. Betancourt, 1, relay to first, and they turn the double play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on. It remains 2-2.
Didn't expect a double. The Orioles.com Nolan Reimold T-shirt VIP experience contest, and not only received the T-shirt but also enjoyed some pregame excitement as well. Kathy had the chance to watch batting practice from the field and even meet some of her favorite Orioles before the game. She also got great seats for tonight's game behind home plate, so check out Orioles.com for the next VIP experience contest for your chance to enjoy a night at Oriole Park like never before. Gary?
Amber, they couldn't get any closer to the action. They're right down there behind the wall and the entranceway out to the field. Those are great seats. Bergen going back to work here in a 2-2 game as we're in the top half of the 5th inning in the top of the order. David DeJesus has grounded out and flied out. Bergen's pitch is going to miss inside and falls behind on him. 2-0. Jason Bergen, a walk, couple of strikeouts, Home run off him by Butler in the first inning, accounting for the Kansas City runs. Adam Jones responded in the bottom half of the first inning, and all the offense has settled right there. And that's going to miss inside, and a 3-0 count on DeJesus with Bloomquist and then Butler due up. Jason Birkin and the 3-0 lays that one in. 3-1.
Gary, when we talked to Jason Birkin about what he needed to accomplish to stay here and be successful, the biggest thing was consistency, and he talked specifically about repeating his delivery. And we'll get into why that is so important for a pitcher.
3-2.
When you repeat your delivery, the batter sees the same motion time and time again, but it also allows you to master the strike zone. Your hand is coming through the same point. Your release point is the same all the time, the same amount of exertion. So you're always going to have command of your pitches.
3-2 delivery fouled away. That obviously is the problem he's had. He's not had that kind of command with those pitches.
Yeah, and what you want to do is just make sure that that delivery is the same all the time. You're always going straight toward your target. And so many pitchers, the great ones especially, Clemens and Paddock and Maddox, all talk about alignment, where you set up just as if you want to drive the ball right to your target. And it's so important to have a good delivery.
3-2 delivery on the way and walked him. So that is a leadoff walk for DeJesus here in the 5th inning with the ball game tied. Another walk came in the first inning by Birkin.
One of the best pitchers that I ever was associated with was a young David Wells in Toronto, and his ability to repeat his delivery was remarkable. And most people will remember him as a big beefy guy, but he was a very good athlete and had the ability to basically close his eyes and throw strikes because his delivery was so sound mechanically.
Leadoff man on, bunt showed, up and in. Bloomquist has singled and flied out. He scored ahead of Butler on the home run. Well, let's see if Kansas City plays this to get the runner moved up.
Well, you mentioned the fact that Kansas City didn't have a lot of pop in their lineup, so they can play bunt, play hit and run, do a lot of things. And with DeJesus, they have a speedy runner at first.
Does not show bunt. Takes it right through the hole. Base hit Bloomquist. Markakis up. So he got it done the other way. DeJesus goes down to second base. Bloomquist has his second hit of the ball game. More dates have been announced for you to enjoy Baltimore's hottest new address at 2110 Utah Street. Presented by First Fidelity Mortgage, Saturday, August 15. You can join Nick Markakis, Adam Jones fans in the Oriole Park's new fan club section. For just $21, you get the Utah Street bleacher seat and an exclusive I Live at 2110 Utah Street t-shirts. August 15. Tickets 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com. Here is Butler, the home run on a ground ball out. And a strike on the inside corner to him. He's been a very tough out, obviously, and he came into this series with a hot bat. Lifetime, he is a .385 hitter against the Orioles. 3 home runs and 13 RBIs in 14 games, including this one. And the count goes 2-2 on him. Some players have ball clubs against which they have big numbers, and inexplicably so sometimes. We'll see if Butler in his career continues to do that against the Orioles. He certainly started that way. 0-2 count. 2 on, nobody out. And Butler will chop that foul.
Yeah, Butler's just 23 years old, and he's a guy that has taken his lumps here in the big leagues. Coming into this season, he played but 216 games, but it's a pretty advanced number for a guy that's so young. They drafted him #1 out of high school in 2004. And the big knock on him was that he hadn't developed any power. Well, he doesn't have his man strength yet. He's just a kid. But he will learn how to hit the ball out of the ballpark as he gets older.
0-2 delivery on the way, and a scoop made by Matt Wieters, and will hold the count at a ball and 2 strikes and hold the runners as well. When you're talking about Jason Birkin and finding that delivery that he can continue to repeat. Again, he's trying to do that at the major league level. He had only 62 games, 59 starts at the minor league level, so you're trying to learn that against major league hitters. Here's the 1-2 delivery and shattered back. Got a chance at second. There's one. Brian Roberts to first, and they turn the double play.
You can certainly see the athleticism of Jason Birkin as he makes a great pitch to Billy Butler, and watch how aggressively he goes after this ball. Charges, sets up, finds his target at second base, Brian Roberts, and they turn it easily. Big double play on the jam shot comebacker. Balances himself, makes a good throw to second to Roberts, who turns it quickly to get Butler.
Big play. Get that double play. Runner at third now to Jesus, but there are two down. Mark Tien. Tien with the 0 for 2 in this ball game and 2 for 7 so far in the 2 games. And Tien will take the pitch down low for a ball. So potential go ahead is on at third base, but now you've got to get him in with a couple out. Mark Tien, 222 with runners in scoring position and 2 away, and it's going to stay there as he'll record the out. Jones back to get it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Camden Yards the site. 2-2 the game.
And we're seeing some movement. The White Sox get Mark Kotsay. The Red Sox get Brian Anderson. Also, Brett Myers could return to the Phillies as a reliever there. And the Padres get right-handed pitcher Sean Gallagher from the A's. That completes the trade that sent Scott Hairston to Oakland. Now, the Orioles haven't had much movement since they sent Oscar Salazar to San Diego, but George Sherrill's name has been mentioned a lot. And today, George said he'd rather stay in Baltimore if it were up to him.
Calling the kids up, at a pretty good rate. So all of them look pretty good and seem to be able to handle themselves pretty good. So, I think we're heading the right direction, and I'd love to be a part of it.
And George also said the benefits of being traded now would be, of course, that you might have a chance to play for a team that could go to the playoffs this season. But he says he feels that this team is close. They're headed in the right direction, and he would like to stay here. Gary.
No question, George is one that other teams are looking at. Probably more as a setup man than a closer by other ball clubs.
Yeah, most of the teams in the pennant race have a closer in place, and they're just looking to complement that closer or add a second left-hander. But the thing about it is, if your name's being mentioned at this time, good teams are looking at you, and that's a good thing.
Matt Wieters leading it off for the Orioles. He has grounded out. There's Torres and then Roberts. Second base and a base hit. Callaspo may actually have done a little overdive on that one as he got there, and the ball looked like it was actually back closer to his body.
Yeah, I don't think this ball was as far away from him as he thought. Watch, he actually does dive over the top of it. Looks like he got a piece of it with the thumb of his glove, but it sneaks underneath him into center field. It's a way to start the inning.
So Matt Wieters has got a 5-game hit streak as he delivers a single. Bannister with a leadoff man on base now in 3 of the 5 innings. Is Torres grounded out his first time up. Shows bunt. Charging in Alex Gordon at third base. Now we'll see whether the sign stays on. As Torres grounded out his first time up, he's got the advantage with the runner held of that hole between first and second. And a good contact hitter. Gordon coming in deep at third. Throw over as Torres doesn't signal whether he's going to bunt again or not. Torres hitting .369 right-handed, .195 left-handed. He does square and tried to drop it and fouls it off.
Now, oftentimes when you have a runner that's not fast at first base, you try to be too fine with the bunt, you end up bunting it into foul territory. If Torres could bunt it up the first baseline, it's not going to take much of a bunt at all with the right-handed throwing Billy Butler coming down after holding on to base runner. So the optimum bunt would be up the first baseline to move Wieters to second.
Torres has a couple of sacrifices. Both have come batting left-handed. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Oh my gosh. Alex Gordon was halfway down the line as Torres, though, was trying to pull the ball the other way. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count, so Gordon will back up.
Yeah, that'll make you swallow hard if you're coming down to the third baseline. As you take a look at Alex Gordon charging, and then Torres swings away, but it was fouled at the plate. Thank you very much.
Now he will gladly back up. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Torres will take the pitch away. Bannister will even it up at 2-2. Bannister has retired the side in order a couple of times in the second and third innings. And he's had to throw some pitches to get there. 68th pitch right there is outside. And a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and he hasn't had much consistency at all with his ability to throw strikes. He has been all over the place, and although he's held the Orioles to just 4 hits, he really hasn't had too many pitcher counts tonight.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the delivery. Wieters goes. That's going to be to center field. It's going to be a base hit. Wieters will stop at second. So as Torres delivers again, his 3rd hit of the series. And the Orioles again, as they did in the 4th inning, have the first 2 on. Now the Orioles get the top of the order, Brian Roberts. Bannister will have a talk with Gordon on how they want to play this with nobody out.
Yeah, the pitcher will get the bunt defense verbally as the third baseman passes the signs around to his infield mates. In this situation, you expect Brian Roberts, if he does bunt, to bunt it up the third baseline. Bannister's assignment is to break toward the third base foul line, see if he can't cut the ball off and get the lead runner at third.
They are coming at first and third, looking for the bunt by Brian Roberts. And Brian does not show bunt, and with everybody moving, Brian's got virtually the entire infield on the go here. You got first and third coming in. The shortstop's going over to cover second, and the second baseman is cheating towards first. Here's the 1-0 delivery. That is taken down low, and Bannister can't get ahead of him. 2-0.
Yeah, now this is really a great time for Roberts to be hitting. Nobody out, counting your favor. You can be very selective here, and you've got a guy on deck in Adam Jones who's already gone deep today.
2-0 count. Roberts will foul that one back. Count goes to 2-1. Bannister's only win against the Orioles, in fact his only encounter against them, came last year. He broke the 12-game losing streak that Kansas City had against the O's when he pitched a shutout baseball. Good performance. The Orioles got right back at him though in this ball game with a Jones home run in the first. 2-1 delivery. Roberts, the off-speed pitch. Foul tipped it, said Marty Foster, the home plate umpire. 2-2.
Yeah, one of the best changeups that Bannister has thrown here tonight, and he really had Roberts out in front, so he has fought his way back into this at bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Game tied at 2. Roberts just missed with it. 3-2. It's dark near Camden Yards. Big old storm clouds have moved in, so that makes these chances maybe even more important. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Here's the delivery. Roberts a chopper to first base. It will get the runners moved up. Butler will play it to the bag. Wieters moves over to third as Torres goes down to second with 1 out.
Now it's a sacrifice, but Roberts has to take the at bat, but he moves the runners up 90 feet, and that's exactly what he wanted to accomplish at a minimum.
Now it'll be Adam Jones with another chance. Game tied since the first inning. Jones has had the home run. His 16th in the first. You see the dark skies. And Jones is not going to get a chance here as the intentional pass will be issued with Aubrey Huff waiting on deck.
Well, this is rattling the cage of Aubrey Huff a little bit. Percentages suggest you set up the double play, but a right-hander walking a right-hander to get to a left-hander, and Aubrey Huff has been scuffling. This might get him going a little bit.
Aubrey has not had an RBI in the last 8 games. He's had only 2 RBIs in the last 16. He's going to stand in here, though, with the bases loaded. There is ball 3. A little bit of the irony as Huff was moved to the number 3 spot and Markakis down to the cleanup spot. And here's Huff, who's going to get the RBI chance, batting third. So Jones draws the intentional pass. The second he's had this year. Aubrey Huff, with the bases loaded this season, has gone 4 for 9, including 2 doubles. He's got 11 RBIs with the bases loaded. 1 down. Takes it for a strike.
Well, that's a borderline strike with the bases loaded. Wieters at third, Asturias at second, Jones with the intentional walk at first base.
After his 200th home run. 0-1 delivery to him. At the first, great stop. Butler gets the out at the plate. No comeback as Pena had to make sure he touched the plate, and so he had no chance to go to first. So the force out, 2 down.
That ball was scalded anywhere but right at the first baseman, and it's just kind of catches Billy Butler. He makes the throw to the plate. Pena comes off home plate, is aware enough to go back and re-tag the plate, get the force out, but you can't hit a ball much harder than Aubrey Huff just hit that ball.
There really should have been a double play on that, because you got Aubrey Huff, who does not run fast, but Pena wanted to be sure and never even tried to make that throw back to first base.
Yeah, once he stretched and lost his balance, there was no rhythm to turn to.
Bases loaded, 2 down. Here is Nick Markakis. Slider will be taken down low for a ball. Nick has had a 3 for 14 with the bases loaded this season. One of those, a grand slam home run. Orioles have picked up 3 grand slams this season. Game tied, 2 apiece. 1-0 delivery. Markakis, the slow roller foul, reaching for that one. 1-1.
Another off-speed pitch that Bannister used effectively to Brian Roberts in his at-bat. He mentioned it last night, Gary. Pivotal points of ball games. This is obviously one here in the 5th.
Orioles 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position here tonight. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way inside. A 2-ball 1-strike count on Markakis. Those who have been so successful all season long picking up these hits when they had a chance to score somebody. Trying to find that part of their game yet one more time. Still hitting .294 as a team with runners in scoring position, and Markakis can't believe that call. It is 2-2.
And there has been a liberal strike zone on the outside corner to left-handed hitters through both of these first 2 games. Marty Foster kept his eye on Markakis to check out his reaction after that was a called strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bannister will step off. His Torres the lead runner. Jones at second. Huff at first. Markakis waiting on the 2-2. And it's full. Fans up. Here's the 3-2. Markakis a ground ball to second base. Cayespo. And Bannister works his way out of it. No runs on a couple of hits. The Orioles leave. The base is loaded and the game stays tied at 2. Ended up with an out at the plate on a fielder's choice when he got down to first base, as he was slamming his hand on the top of his helmet. Just upset at himself, upset at the fact the frustration builds up here when he's just not hitting. He hit the ball hard and didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, you can't guide it, that's for sure. And he smoked that ball, and it's not been that many opportunities where he's really hit the ball that hard. But he got a couple hits last night, hit that ball hard, but he wants some results.
Yep. So we remain tied, foul back. Thus the term in baseball, hang with him.
Well, that's not what you want to hear right now if you're Aubrey. Hey, Aubrey, you hit it good.
No, you just hang with him.
Just stay away from him. Yep.
You'll get another chance. 1 strike count. Cayespo, he'll take that one for a strike.
The one they used to give me all the time is the old coach would say, "Hey, Buck, that guy's been standing there 100 years." Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Yeah. Glad you let me know that. Appreciate the help. And that pitch is taken up high. Left-hander Mark Hendrickson in the bullpen for the Orioles. Jason Birkin, after giving up the home run to Butler in the first inning for 2, has held Kansas City down, worked his way out of a couple of jams. Cayespo fouls it away. Birkin looking for just his 2nd win, as he has had a tough road of it, trying to earn himself a spot somewhere as part of the pitching rotation of the Orioles. It's not entirely dependent on tonight, but it certainly has great weight. 1-2 delivery. That'll be lashed foul, and it will stay at a ball and 2 strikes.
You know, Gary, there's been a lot made about the last 2 starters. Rich Hill last night, Jason Birkin tonight, and everybody's saying, boy, a lot of pressure. You know, they know that something's got to change here. Well, you know what? It's professional sports, and you're supposed to succeed. And there comes a time when if you don't produce, somebody's going to take your job. And that's the reality of it.
Yep.
And there are players all over the field that feel that way every single day, but you have to be able to handle it. The rewards are great. We know that. But at the same time, you've got to understand that, you know, it's not a freebie here. You just don't get to go out there and play just because you're a good guy.
2-2 delivery on the way and a chopper. Brian Roberts, short hops it. One away, 6th inning. Join the Oriole Wives, WJZ TV, and the Oriole Advocates. 23rd annual Orioles Reach Food Drive is coming up this weekend for the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday games against the Red Sox. It's to benefit the Maryland Food Bank. There will be representatives at each gate to collect donations. We hope you'll either donate cash or bring in non-perishable items. It goes to the soup kitchens, food pantries, and emergency shelters throughout Maryland. You can go to OriolesReach.com for information or 888-848-BIRD. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So pack a little extra, would you, when you come to the ballpark this weekend. Here is Mike Jacobs, a 1-0 count. Jacobs has struck out and lined out. 1-0 delivery on the way to him. Off-speed pitch, big cut at it, 1-1.
Now that's a good example of a breaking ball that's thrown in a good location. It wasn't out over the plate. It wasn't tumbling. It was a late breaker that started out in the strike zone and broke down inside on Mike Jacobs.
1 ball, 1 strike count to him. And Jacobs will lift that one foul. You can tell by the cut that Jacobs looks to be a power hitter. He's got a pretty good uppercut going in that swing from the left side of the plate. And he does have the ability to launch him if he gets the bat on it. But as we said, that has been a problem, hitting only .216, 13 home runs. And another off-speed delivery gets him. Birkin. And he has 3 strikeouts in the ballgame now.
Another good breaking ball as he throws the curveball down and in. Look at the target down and in, and he delivers. Just barely ever in the strike zone. A very effective pitch with 2 strikes. Jacobs tries to protect the strike zone but can't. Swings and misses.
So a chance for a 1-2-3 inning. He had one in the 3rd. Down low for a ball. Pena's had a single and he is flied out.
Yeah, we were seeing so many more quality pitches here in the middle innings from Birkin now, as even that fastball's got a little better movement down like that. I mean, that's what you're looking for. And early in the show, we heard from Jason Birkin talking about staying tall and creating a downward angle. And that's exactly the kind of movement you want to see. You can see the pitch count after that first inning is very manageable. Had an exceptional inning in the 3rd, just 6 pitches.
1-1 delivery to Pena. He grounds out to second base. Brian Roberts has that one. Good job. Birkin retires the side in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th here at Camden Yards, tied at 2.
Barber continues to swing a not bad. One out in the first. He hits a 2-run home run. And then in the bottom, Adam Jones answers with a 2-run home run of his own. Aubrey Huff hits with the bases loaded in the 5th inning and 1 out. Hits a fielder's choice to home plate. Nick Markakis grounds out to end the inning. The Orioles 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight. Both pitchers giving up 2-run home runs in the first inning, and after that have settled in very effectively. Bannister has walked 3, struck out 2, allowed 5 hits, while Jason Birkin has walked 3 and struck out 2.
The right-hander, 28-year-old Brian Bannister, and that's going to be a base hit. Out of the reach of a diving Alex Gordon, and Reimold again has a multi-hit game, a 5-game hit streak. He's 2 for 2 with a walk in this one.
Multiple hits in each of those 5 games. It's a first pitch breaking ball. He stays back, stays on it, and rips it through the left side. People will say, well, he's hitting 300, but he's got a lot of singles. Well, you know what? The power's going to come, folks. Let him get his feet on the ground.
He now has 17 multi-hit games, 4 3-hit ball games, 13 2-hit ball games so far. We got to be impressed with the work Pena has done behind the plate. Again, he does a little knee dancing there to come up with that ball. He's getting some chances now. It's only his 9th start behind the plate. Runner on at first as the Orioles have equaled the Royals with 6 hits. Luke Scott, strikeout victim, lifts a towering fly ball to right center field. Bloomquist, look out. It's the right fielder, Tien, who makes the catch. Bloomquist, the center fielder, really had called for that, but he was too short. Oriole fans, when it comes to tickets, you deserve Major League service. So go to StubHub, official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Orioles.
2 more games left in this series. Tomorrow on Masson 2, 7 p.m. Great matchup. Zach Greinke leading the American League in ERA. Chris Tillman making his Major League debut, 7 p.m. And then Thursday afternoon, Masson HD, 12:30 p.m. The Red Sox are in town for a 3-game set beginning Friday.
The Orioles trying to find a way to get the lead. They trail 2-0 top of the first, tied it up 2-2 in the bottom of the first, and nothing since for either team. Reimold being recognized now as somebody who will and can steal a base, as he's gone 6 for 6. Melvin Moore will foul it away. Melvin's hit into a double play and flied out.
We saw Jamie Wright down in the bullpen loosening up for the Royals. Big right-hander now as Brian Bannister works here in the 6th inning.
Starters against the Orioles for Kansas City this year, a win and 2 losses with a 4.9 earned run average. The bullpen, which has not been that good for Kansas City, has actually got a 1.56 ERA against the Orioles in the previous 5 games, and a 2-0 record for the Kansas City pen against Baltimore. Melvin Moore, the 0-1 waiting.
Yeah, the Royals bullpen has been abused here lately. 1-8 on the homestand for the Royals. All the while, the bullpen gave up 27 earned runs in 26 innings. They have not been able to protect some leads.
Bannister's 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. That's about as hard a pitch as he's thrown. And he had some movement on that too. Well, they say it was only 86, but it looked pretty quick. Count goes to 2 strikes. Bannister right now coming into the ballgame with that 3.76 ERA. That's the lower than any of the previous season's ERA, even that fine rookie year. Chop foul, stays at 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's whittled about a full run off his ERA from a year ago. Bob McClure, the pitching coach, and Bannister spoke a lot over the winter about how he should improve, including the ability to throw that cut fastball. McClure simply said, you just got to throw more strikes. You've got the stuff.
0-2 count. Runner not going. Took something off that and missed up high with it. The other thing he's done, he's lowered the slugging percentage against him. That number is also the lowest he has ever had at 3.66. So he's not giving up a lot of extra base hits. He has given up 10 home runs, but that is a number that is lower than previous years. He had been subject to a good deal of long ball hitting against him. 1-2 delivery, runner goes. That is a fair ball, only plays at first. Gordon gets it over there. Reimold goes down to second base, moving on the pitch, and there are 2 down. So Matt Wieters will try and get the go-ahead RBI. Oh for 5 so far tonight for the O's. 0 for 3 for the Royals, as both those home runs came with a runner on at first base via a single for both teams in the first inning. Matt Wieters will take it inside for a ball. Matt is 206 with runners in scoring position, 7 for 34. Base hit right here will give the Orioles their first lead of the ball game. One 1-0 delivery to him in their first strike. When Matt was in New York, they ran an interesting story, one of the New York writers, about being a big catcher, and he talked about comparing himself size-wise with Joe Mauer and Sandy Alomar Jr. They were writing about Jesus Montero, big prospect for the Yankees, who's a big catcher. That pitch is taken inside. We were kidding him around the cage today because he said in that story that it's my first love, catching. Knowing that you're going to have to be a part of every play. It's something I really like. It's always something I really wanted to do. So I said that to him today, and Wieters said, yeah, except on days like this when it's 89 degrees and the humidity's 100%. And that one is blooped and into right center field for a base hit and an RBI. Matt Wieters gets it, and the Orioles have a 3-2 lead.
Well, Matt Wieters had an RBI base hit in the 5th inning that tied the game up last night. Nolan Reimold was gunned down at the plate. This time, off the end of the bat, you can see how he just puts enough of the barrel on the bat to hit it over the glove of Callaspo. Reimold was gunned down at the plate last night on that base hit. Tonight, he scores the go-ahead run.
So Wieters loops one out of the reach of Callaspo at second base. Their 7th hit, and the Orioles have a 3-2 lead. Here's his Turris. Puts that one in the air. Second base, shortstop Betancourt will put it away. But the Orioles get the lead as they get a run on 2 hits, leaving a base runner on. Matt Wieters for the moment the go-ahead RBI. Mark Henderson has become a very tough pitcher.
Well, he sure has. He's done a great job this month. He has pitched in 8 games, has a perfect 2-0 record with an impressive ERA. They're just hitting over 200 against Mark Hendrickson, and he has really done a nice job. He comes in, he's got a wide assortment of pitches, he's got the confidence to throw strikes, and right now he's trying to protect the lead for Jason Birkin as he comes on into the 7th.
How about the chance for Jason Birkin to get the win as he benefits from that run picked up? So Birkin will hope now that the bullpen can hold down Kansas City and he can get his second win of the year. And credit him with settling in. Tough start. In the first inning, he gave up a 1-out single. The home run to Butler followed. And then with 2 down, he walked a batter. But then he got settled in and pitched well.
How do you feel about the group of young players? I feel personally that they're not intimidated. I mean, he could have crumbled in that first inning after Billy Butler hit the 2-run home run, given what's at stake. But he didn't. He just kept firing away.
I think to a man for the young players, but the confidence level of the young Orioles is one of the most impressive parts of what they've done so far. Here's Alex Gordon. He will take the pitch outside for a ball.
You know, I think of the word savvy a lot when I think of those kids. They've got a savvy about them. They're not cocky. They're very confident, but they almost appear as though they've been here before.
1 ball, 1 strike count, 1-run ball game. Orioles have much to a familiarity with run games. 6 of the last 7 losses by the Orioles have been by 1 or 2 runs. The Orioles have lost 6 out of 7 ball games. Kansas City coming in and taking the opener last night, so Hendrickson will try and hold Kansas City right here. Gordon has singled and struck out. And the off-speed breaking ball will be fouled straight back. Clay Meredith in the bullpen. He's becoming a workhorse. Wired Wednesday tomorrow. Clay's going to join us. We'll have a chance to talk with him, and you'll have a chance to meet him, the newest of the Orioles. He's going to go sit down now. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way. Breaking ball hit in the air to right. It is deep. Warning track. Markakis with room. Alex Gordon retired.
Just enough room as Markakis takes it on the warning track. Hendrickson, as we mentioned, has had a great month of July. He gave up a home run to Adam LaRoche in Boston. One of the few down moments he's had this month. But he has really been sharp and really handled his role very effectively.
23rd relief appearance for him, as Yuniesky Betancourt will take the pitch for a strike. In relief, he has given up 11 runs, 32 in 2/3 innings. That's a 3.03 ERA out of the pen, compared to an ERA of 6.3 as a starter. Ground ball to short. Right in front of it is Torres. 2 down. Visit Orioles.com right now to register for an upcoming Orioles baseball summer camp. It's for boys and girls ages 7 to 16. 4-day programs, professional instructors, giveaways, free Oriole tickets, current and former O's on hand. Ty Wigginton's going to be at Hereford High School on Saturday, and a new camp at Park School in Baltimore begins August 10. Campers also get a chance to play at Oriole Park later this season. Details at Orioles.com. David DeJesus 0 for 2 and a walk. Hendrickson's off speed pitch up high for a ball. DeJesus 244 off the lefties, 269 off right-handers. Leadoff hitter with some pop, 7 home runs. Came back with some heat, and the count goes to 1-1. Hendrickson wanted to be in the starting rotation and was. Didn't like leaving it. Just personally didn't like it, but realized his role in the bullpen and has taken that with some aplomb for the Orioles. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Good pitch. 1-2.
Great location, great late life to that fastball, down and away. Almost an unhittable pitch to a left-hander like DeJesus. Now he's got several options. He can throw that breaking ball. It's been so good for him. And DeJesus will have to really try to hang in there against it.
Jason Birkin, 2 runs, 6 hits over 6. Couple of walks, 3 strikeouts. Both runs surrendered in the first. Down to third, right on the line, Melvin Moore. Hendrickson comes out and retires the side in order. 7th inning stretch time. Orioles are leading. It's brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink responsibly. the bottom half of the 7th inning. Gary Thorne, Buck Martinez, and certainly for Jason Birkin, he knew what was on the line here tonight. Obviously had to be sweating it in the first inning with a home run and a couple of runs up, but settled back, and I think he earned a chance to stay here and do some more work.
I think you're right, Gary. I think it would have been very easy for him to really kind of cower and become very timid and tentative, but he didn't. He continued to throw a lot of strikes and ended up with a six-inning outing tonight.
And the Orioles finding a way to get the lead now, hoping the bullpen can hang on. It's amazing how this offense that had generated so many runs while the pitching was struggling. Now the pitching gets a little bit better with the young players, and the offense struggles to find some runs.
Well, we got 2 more months for them to come together, and hopefully they will. But you see tonight, Adam Jones with his home run, the 2nd consecutive night he's homered. Nolan Raimo continues to get hits. He has 2 more hits tonight and now has a 5-game hit streak. And Matt Wieters, for a 2nd consecutive night, drives in a big run here tonight. So all the kids starting to contribute both with the bats and off the mound.
And playing in some tough ball games, which while they may not want to be in those necessarily, where you learn a lot more than you do in the big spread games, because you really have to focus on the game.
Well, you sure do. And it's easy to focus when you're at Fenway Park in Yankee Stadium. But what you have to realize is that you're the last place team, and you've got to focus every single night, and you've got to really scratch and claw to beat the other teams. And I think that's what we're starting to see. The young players focused a little bit more, understanding that there's only one thing you do. That's come to the park every night expecting to win the ball game.
And they are hoping to do that here tonight against Kansas City. Bale is out of the bullpen now to do the pitching as Bannister is gone. 27th appearance. A hit per inning, basically surrendered. The Orioles will try and add to their lead as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning with the top of the order up. Brian Roberts, a single, run scored, 1 for 3. Brian will lift that one in the gap into left center field. He's got a base hit, and he'll make his way to second base. No play for Bloomquist, and a leadoff double.
35th double of the season, 297th double of his career as he closes in on that 300 double plateau. Brian Roberts leads it off here in the 7th inning, trying to get some insurance. Batting from the right side for the first time tonight. Looked like he got a cut fastball slider on the inside part of the plate, and he rips it to the gap in left center.
So the leading doubles man in the American League adds another, and Brian Roberts, potential big run in the ball game as Adam Jones will stand in. 1 for 2, an intentional walk, and his 16th home run and 2 RBIs that came in the first inning. Orioles now with 8 hits in the ball game. They'll hold Roberts close. Swung on and missed. Brian, by the way, those 35 doubles, a couple ahead of Adam Lind of Toronto, who has 33. Pedroia Butler of Kansas City with 31, and then Nick Markakis, who's got 30. There's Nick, as he and Brian are in the top 10 doubles in the American League. Roberts jockeying around, the delivery fouled off the other way. Jones wanted that one.
Yeah, he sure did. He got a good pitch to hit. He was looking for something away, an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. He was just a little bit underneath it. He can get him over, he can get him in, but he is targeting the gap in right center with Roberts on the leadoff double at second base.
Adam hit 256 off left-handers last year. He's hitting 257 off left-handers this year. RBI opportunity. Callejo, the second baseman, holding Roberts. Here's the pickoff. Kansas City has tried that a couple of times in these 2 games. The timing hasn't been very good.
No, it's very deliberate and it's slow developing. What Bale does is he looks for a sign from the catcher, because when he initiates his turn, he doesn't look at second base. Brian Pena gives him a sign that indicates it's time to go, but he's a little bit off in the timing.
Jones to short, not where he wanted it to go. Betancourt will hold the runner. Jones is retired.
Now let's take a look at the sequence of pitches delivered by John Bale. First pitch swinging, a big fastball, he misses. That's the one he really wanted, that fastball down and away, and then he rolls over the changeup and hits a harmless ground ball to the shortstop.
So 1 down. And Aubrey Huff 0 for 3 in the ball game. A couple of ground ball outs, and one was a fielder's choice, and he is struck out. Now Betancourt will hold the runner, and the pitch is taken outside for a ball. Aubrey hitting just .225 off left-handers compared to the .270 number that he had last year. He is a frustrated hitter right now. Had a chance with the bases loaded, hit the ball hard, 5th inning, right to first, and they got the force out at the plate. 1-0 delivery to him, and that's the kind of pitch he has seen for the month of July. Off-speed breaking balls.
Yeah, he's a little anxious and out on that front side because he's trying to get something going at the plate, and that makes him extremely vulnerable to his slow breaking balls, especially from a left-hander.
249 overall in the season. Takes the strike. But July, just 165. You see the numbers on the season, and those July numbers just way down. And he's a .300 average hitter in the second half of the season.
Yeah, that's what's so frustrating for Aubrey Huff. He's always been a great second half hitter.
2-1 delivery to it, and that will be taken. And the count goes to 3-1. Brian Roberts with the Orioles up by 1, a potential run. Huff trying to get him home and get his first RBI in the last 9 ball games. 3 ball, 1 strike count. John Bale, the left-hander, on for Bannister, who gave up the 3 runs on 7 hits over 6 innings. Long look. Bale wants to talk about it. Pena will come out.
Yeah, there was a little indecision in Bale's part, and he called the catcher out. He wanted to make sure that they were on the same page. Bale had agreed to the pitch and then decided it wasn't exactly what he wanted to throw.
This bullpen of Kansas City, ERA of almost 5, the second highest. Only Cleveland's pen has a higher earned run average. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and walking. So Aubrey Huff goes down to first and second now with 1 away for Markakis. Alone up in the bullpen. Nick Markakis, a walk, is flied out and grounded out. Nick is .263 off the left-handers, and a little discussion will go on here. McClure heads out to have a word with his reliever.
Yeah, this is a twofold visit just to give Bale some instruction as to how he wants to work Markakis, and also to give Colon a little bit more time should they have to deal with Nolan Reimold. Reimold has been a hot hitter, and they want the right-hander ready for him should he get a chance to hit in this inning.
This Kansas City bullpen has given up 31 runs in 30 innings of work since the All-Star break.
That's a pretty high ERA.
Yay.
They have not pitched well, and they have had many leads since the All-Star break. The bullpen has coughed up big runs, big innings, 6 and 7 run innings. Here are the rankings for the Royals bullpen. 28th in the major leagues in ERA, almost 5 runs a game. They've got 16 blown saves, just 9 wins. That's last in the big leagues, and they've allowed almost half of the inherited runners to score.
That's why Robinson Tejeda's performance last night was so important for them. 4 shutout innings, only the second time that's happened this year. The other time was way back in April that the bullpen of Kansas City worked 4 shutout innings in a ball game. That's how tough it has been. Orioles trying to get to that pen right here. Nick Markakis, Roberts at second, 1 down. Off-speed breaking ball is in there for a strike.
Bale's doing a good job keeping his eye on Brian Roberts as he initiates his delivery while he's looking at Brian Roberts, and Brian's unable to get that extra couple of feet off the bag.
Here's the 1 strike delivery on the way. Another off-speed pitch. Markakis way out in front, and an 0-2 count.
Roberts just can't get a big lead, and Bale drops that breaking ball away from Markakis for the second strike.
Nick came into today's play tied with 6 others for the most extra base hits since the All-Star break. He's got 7, 4 homers, 3 doubles. 0-2 delivery to him. Markakis lifts that one to right field. That's got pretty good wood. Back at the warning track and up, and another nice play. Tian will gun it in. No play over at third. That is the second time that Mark Tian has made a fine play in right field. One coming in and that one going back to Rob Markakis.
A couple of balls hit hard tonight, just didn't carry. It's a hot, muggy night, and that ball got hung up in the heavy air. Tian times his jump perfectly. Looked like it was going to be up against the scoreboard. Nick Markakis frustrated. He thought he had at least the ball off the wall, but Tian robs him of extra bases, and that's going to bid for John Bale.
Terry Crowley was talking about that tonight. Orioles hitting instructor. They had some early batting practice for some sluggers like Luke Scott, and he said the ball is just not carrying here tonight, and it didn't during batting practice, and it's not carrying here during the game. Orioles have the lead to the pen, Kansas City. As presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles.
Right-hander Ramon Colon comes on the pitch for the 22nd time this year. He last worked on Sunday against the Texas Rangers and gave up a couple of uninherited runs, and then had a 1-2-3 ninth inning, but it was after the fact as he came in and continued to give up runs out of the bullpen. We mentioned this Royals bullpen has given up inherited runs almost at 50%, allowing half the runners to score that they inherit coming into a game.
Well, let's see what happens here as the Orioles have runners on at first and third. Nolan Reimold can celebrate his T-shirt night with a 3-hit ball game and maybe an RBI or 2 right here. 2 singles and a walk so far in the ball game. He's now hitting at .294 on the season. Colon's delivery to him, a fastball that is in there for a strike. There they are, the fan club. They leave little doubt about who they cheer for. Colon, 29-year-old, 6'6", 240-pounder. Hit in the air to center field. Going back on it, Bloomquist. He's got room, and he hauls it in. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a couple are left on base. We've completed 7 at Camden Yards. August 16, you can join Nick Markakis, his wife Christina, for the Right Side Foundation's inaugural 5K run and 1 mile walk. It'll be at Patterson Park in Baltimore. Starts at 6 p.m. There'll be prizes, family fun activities, an appearance by Nick, and the first 500 to register get a free race shirt. You can go to rightsidefoundation.org. Note that is .org. Or call 410-308-1870 for information. The new foundation set up by Nick and his wife this year.
Yeah, and you know what? So many of the young guys are really getting involved in the community as they plan to make their careers here for the long haul, and the families are getting involved. They're giving a lot back to the community, and I think they're really starting to develop a relationship with this city and the surrounding area.
And will be here, one would think, for some time. Jim Johnson out of the bullpen. Mark Hendrickson, a solid 7th inning, retired all 3 that he faced. Willie Bloomquist, middle of the order. And inside for a ball, the number 2 hitter. A couple of singles, 2 for 3 in the ball game. He has a 4-game hit streak and a run scored. Billy Butler delivered the home run in the 1st inning. 2 RBI shot. And that one in the air to left center field. Going back is Jones. Warning track wall. And goodbye. Home run. Tie game. Bloomquist greeting Johnson with a long ball.
Third home run of the season for Willie Bloomquist, and that 1-run lead evaporates in a heartbeat. Pretty good movement, but watch how high this pitch is. About belt high. It moved on the inside part of the plate, but it didn't sink. Just kind of ran inside a little bit. Bloomquist pulled his hands in and put the barrel on the ball.
So a couple of home runs in the ball game, and we are back to a tie. And here's Butler, who had the other one. 3 runs, 8 hits for the Orioles, 3 runs, 7 hits for the Royals. Down to 3rd, Mora playing the line. Butler retired, went away in the 8th inning. So for Jim Johnson, that is a tough start in his 41st appearance in 45 innings pitched, 5 home runs against him. Mark Teahan has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game, but he's made 2 fine defensive plays in the outfield. And the fastball down low, ball 1. Tough games for the Orioles here in the month of July. They've won only 7 and 14 this month. And that one in the air to left field. Raimo going over. Makes the catch in fair territory. And there are 2 down. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are your candidates tonight. Jones has delivered the home run, his 16th, couple of RBIs. Birkin is now going to be non-decision, but 2 runs on 6 hits over 6 in the ball game. And Wieters, who's delivered a couple of hits and an RBI. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862. Callaspo. Alberto Callaspo extended his hit streak to 10 games with a single. He's 1 for 2 and a walk. Callaspo's strung together some pretty good games. He's had 6 hitting streaks now that have been of 7 or more games this season. And he's really taken advantage of the ballpark at home where he hits .330.
Now, you know, if they had their entire complement of hitters, he'd be a heck of a complimentary hitter in this order. They lost their shortstop, Mike Aviles, who hit well over 300 last year. They lost their right fielder, Jose Guillen. They didn't have their third baseman, Alex Gordon, for most of the year. Trey Hillman's been without their leadoff hitter, Coco Crisp, now. He's out for the season and potentially next year.
Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. That will miss outside, and the count goes to 3-1. So Jim Johnson, now the pitcher of record, along with, at least for the moment, Colon, who was on in the last inning. A towering pop up to shallow left center field. Jones coming in. And he's got it. But a leadoff homer by Willie Bloomquist has turned this game to a 3-3 tie.
bid by Nick Markakis is high against the wall in right field. Slams up against the wall. A frustrating at bat for Nick Markakis, who thought at least he had a base hit, possibly extra bases.
So there is Nick. Frustration showing through a couple of times tonight, and understandably so for the Orioles, as Tien's done a fine job out there in right field. Here is Luke Scott, an 0 for 3, 0 for 7 in the 2 games. Luke has now had just 2 hits in his last 30 at bats, and that pitch is going to be taken away for a ball. Cologne stays on. He worked the final out in the 7th inning. Well, the Orioles want to battle back here late in the ball game. They'd love to get that run right here. In the air, not deep left field. De Jesus. Scott is retired and 1 away.
This has
More
been
than Wieters.
Excuse me. This has been a very difficult inning for the Royals relievers. They have given up 17 earned runs in the 8th inning. And that's really critical because they have a very good closer in Joaquin Soria, who saved the game last night. But the 8th inning has been a real challenge. Rusty Kuntz, who is moving the defense around.
Melvin Moore. Moore has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game, a 1 for 6 in the first 2 games of this 4-game set. Tomorrow night 7 o'clock, and then the day game 12:30 on Thursday. 0-1 delivery and a chopper. Bloomquist had to play it off the side of the mound. 2 down. Betancourt rather. Good play. The ball took a little hop on Betancourt as it came off the third base side there. So 2 outs. Matt Wieters. George Sherrill in the bullpen. If the Orioles could get a lead here, he'd be in.
Well, he might come in to pitch tonight no matter what, given the fact that you've got the power hitting Mike Jacobs, a left-hander, then the switch hitter Brian Pena and Alex Gordon, a left-hander. 2 out of the 3 scheduled batters are left-handed, and 2 of them have power.
Skips all the way through. Wieters, 2 singles. RBI his last time up. It gave the Orioles the brief lead of 3-2 before Bloomquist delivered the home run. It has tied this ball game up again. Again tonight, the Orioles, they have left 8 on base, 4 in scoring position. .13 RBIs and a .263 batting average for the Orioles catcher. The 2-0 delivery to him. Wieters takes that to right field, hit it hard. That's going to take a hop just shy of the wall, and it'll be a long single. Throw back to first. Wieters is back. Mark Tien's playing right field like this is his home ballpark. 3 hits for Wieters.
Yeah, Matt just didn't get this in the air high enough because he hit it hard enough to go out of the ballpark, but it kind of has top spin, bounces off the warning track. Tien plays it very well. Wieters has his eye on the right fielder and decides he better shut her down and take the single.
For Wieters, his second 3-hit ball game. Comes with 2 down. Orioles' 9th hit of the game. His Torres has singled, 1 for 3. And even with 2 down, Alex Gordon is playing on the grass at third base. Cologne ready, and the delivery is Torres will take it up high. Count goes to 2-0. Well, Torres really has done everything. He doesn't get a lot of look at because of all the young players the Orioles talk about, and we do. But he has really done a job for the Orioles, both at the plate and in the field. 2-0 delivery. He's done everything asked defensively at shortstop, and I think a little bit more than expected at the plate.
Yeah, and you know what? We don't talk about the shortstop much because it hasn't been an issue.
Yeah.
He's made all the plays, and after last year in the revolving door at shortstop, Cesar Asturias has been a breath of consistency that you really enjoy.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Wieters off first. 3-1. He just wants to get on here to move that runner up to second base.
Now turn the lineup over too. With the lineup tonight, you got Brian Robertson and Adam Jones and Aubrey Hutt. A little bit of a shuffle, so we just love to get the top of the order up here to hit in the 8th inning.
3-1 delivery on the way, and he takes it. Gets a strike. He tried to coax ball 4 out of that, but Marty Foster would add none of it.
Take a look at pitch tracks here as he's 3-1 fastball. Looked like he had plenty of the plate. Cesar Asturias was just trying to pop the umpire into ball 4.
Only 6 walks for Asturias and only 16 strikeouts. 3-2. Wieters is running. Asturias is hitting. Center field. That's going to be a base hit. Wieters on his way to third. So Asturias, a 2-hit ball game. First and third, 2 down in the 8th.
Well, Dave Tremblay has always talked about the number 9 hitter getting tough hits to turn the lineup over. Asturias has done it consistently this year. Wieters running on the pitch. Ball's in front of Willie Bloomquist. He goes over to third base, and the Orioles are threatening to take the lead.
So Brian Roberts will get the chance. Brian has faced Colon before. He is 1 for 3 against him. One of only 3 Orioles who's had an at-bat against this Kansas City reliever. They're setting the defense with 2 down. Roberts, double, single, 2 for 4. Colon, fastball is in there for a strike. So the Orioles again with a chance to get that lead and go to the 9th inning. They can get a base hit here. Wieters and Asturias, the base runners. 0-1 delivery to Roberts. Down low, 1-1.
Now Roberts has the count where he can look for a fastball. A ball and a strike. A very tentative delivery on that last breaking pitch. The split finger fastball, and Colon didn't throw it near the strike zone, so Brian can really eliminate that before he gets to 2 strikes.
Brian 300 with runners in scoring position. A 1-1 delivery. 2-1.
Again, every ball allows Brian Roberts to be more selective and sit on the fastball.
Dave Tremblay hoping Orioles can find one right here, get Wieters in. At least Wieters with a go-ahead as Torres at first. And the 2-1 delivery. Roberts will foul it away. 2-2.
Looking for the fastball, but it was a good fastball in the upper 90s. 97 from Colon, and Roberts, even though he was looking for it, was a bit late. Now you don't have the luxury to do anything but protect the zone.
Runners off first and third. And here's the 2-2 delivery, and Roberts again will fight that one away. Wow, how about that?
Back-to-back efforts. He was perfect. Mark Burley was his last time out against Tampa Bay.
14 perfect innings thrown. And against a team of some substance in the Twins. 2 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down. The delivery. Roberts takes it and he's gone. Colon gets the call to third strike. The Orioles no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 are left on base. We go to the 9th inning at Camden Yards. Ball game tied up at 3. to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. George Sherrill coming out of the bullpen with a chance to be a winner in the ball game. As number one, he needs the work, and number two, we're going to the ninth inning of a 3-3 ball game. So you bring the closer on and hope that all he needs is 3 outs for a W.
A little bit of a rough month for George Sherrill this month. He saved 3 of 4 opportunities, ERA over 4, and they've hit almost 300 against Sherrill, but he has had another outstanding season. George last pitched on Saturday, at Fenway Park. He came in and worked a 1-2-3 ninth inning.
George has not had a save since the first of the month. On the 12th, he got one against Toronto. Against Boston, he had an inning and a third worked in that last outing. And now, try and hold him down right here. Miguel Olivo will be the pinch hitter. Olivo coming on for Jacobs in the DH role. Jacobs had an 0 for 3. Bloomquist, the home run in the 8th inning, tying the ball game up after the Orioles had taken the lead in the 6th on an RBI single by Wieters. Sherrill's delivery. Olivo will take it for a strike. Olivo has done a lot of the catching this year, taking the DH role for a couple of games, then out of the lineup tonight. Going for the long ball right there, and a quick 2-strike count.
Yeah, Olivo's got some pop, and he is trying to give this Royal team a lead with one swing of the bat. He's hit 13 home runs this year.
He has had a home run off Sherrill, 1 for 4 against him, and takes kind of a quarter cut right there and fouls it off at 2 strikes.
And that was a kind description. Quarter cut, just not full cut. It was a quarter cut.
Quarter cut.
It was an emergency swing.
It wasn't a half swing.
No,
he never got that far.
Just a quarter.
0-2 count. Olivo. One-run ball games this year. The Orioles have a 500 mark of 11-11, while Kansas City's gone 8-15. That's a sign of the bullpen problems, that they would have lost that many games and won only 8 in one-run contests. 0-2 count. Olivo to short is Torres. Pena and Gordon do up in the top of the 9th inning with Jamie Wright and the closer Joaquin Soria warming up. Catcher has had a single. He has flied out and grounded out. Batting at .286 on the year. And Sherrill bouncing that one. Sherrill working out of that stretch. It's going to be tough for the hitters to pick up the ball, because especially right-handers, he's turned almost towards second base. You don't really see the baseball until he lets it fly.
Well, that's a move he made in May when he was getting hit hard. You could see how he hides the glove from the hitter. You can't find the release point. And it was by design. He was getting hit hard early in the season, and he felt like the hitters were seeing the ball for a long time, picking it up early. So he closed up his setup and turned his back to the hitter. You can't see the glove, and certainly if you can't see the glove, you're not going to pick up the baseball until late, and that's when he became real consistent and much more effective.
2-0 delivery to Pena, and that is a strike on the inside corner. Pena not agreeing with that. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. He defected while in Venezuela in 2000, playing for the Cuban national team. Picked up by Atlanta, played in the Atlanta organization all the way through last year. 2-1 delivery to him will be fouled away. And it is a 2-ball 2-strike count. I still want to own the franchise that opens up in Havana, Cuba. It will happen. Maybe not in my lifetime, but There'll be a baseball team there someday.
I know the person who has the rights.
I know who that is, yes.
I want to be his president.
2 ball, 2. He will be the president. 2 ball, 2 strike count, and the delivery on the way, and that's going to be foul back.
Yeah, and it will come too. They're going to open up one of these days and change the government, change the philosophy. Cuba will become an open country again. When it does, obviously, baseball is going to look right there at Havana. There was a great team there in AAA for years, the International League, called the Havana Sugar Kings.
They'll fit right in. It's not a long trip. And just outside, Pena thought about going after it, stays away, and a 3 ball, 2 strike count.
Tried to go back door with the breaking ball, and Pena offered at it, but checked his swing in time, and the ball came around the plate.
So 3-2, 1 down. And Pena battling here, fouls it away.
Ball 4. Did George a favor there as that fastball was up and away.
This has really been a grinded out game. Each team getting 2 runs in the first inning. Orioles getting 1 in the 6th for the lead. Royals getting 1 in the 8th to tie it. Now we are tied in the 9th inning. 3 ball, 2 strike count Pena. 3-10 and 0 for the Orioles. 3-7 and 0 for the Royals. 10 left on by the O's and 5 by Kansas City. George Sherrill doing battle right here. Again, the 3-2 delivery. Pena, base hit. There's a quality at bat. So Pena gets his 2nd hit, 2 for 4 ball game, and he's on at first base. And we will get a pinch runner here as Pena will come out. Ryan Friel will come on to run.
Well, what a good at bat for Pena. He leaves the game, gives way to the much better base running Ryan Friel, but a battle that Pena won against George Sherrill.
Only 1 away. Friel on, and a very dangerous Alex Gordon coming to the plate. He has singled, struck out, and flied out. Has hit successfully in the last 6 ball games. He is 0 for 6 against Sherrill. Ooh, gets away. Huff will track it down, and Friel will stay. That was close.
Well, it sure was, and obviously Friel is aware of that step-off snap throw from George Sherrill, and Aubrey Huff got enough of it. Watch the effort by Huff as he just gets it in the end of his glove, keeps it close enough to keep Friel at first base. That ball gets by him, and Friel's going to end up at 3rd with 1 out.
Alex Gordon, only 45 at bats on the year, coming off the DL. Lob toss over, and even that one's a little wide.
And Aubrey Huff had an adventurous night last night, taking throws from Brian Bass. Bass handcuffed him with a short hop, threw one almost over his head, and then had a pickoff that he really had to stretch to flag.
Snap throw again. Gordon is the number 8 hitter. Betancourt behind him. You're thinking about whether or not you want to chance it here in the 9th inning with Friel, the pinch runner on at first. Check swing. Did he go? No.
Well, Sherrill used the slide step very effectively, and then he threw a slide step breaking ball. Generally, when hitters see a slide step, they associate it with a fastball because you're trying to pitch quickly to eliminate the chance of a steal. But when you throw a slide step breaking ball, it can be extremely effective.
1-0 count. Gordon will take it up high. And the count goes to 2-0 and Alex Gordon. Gordon got his first multi-hit ball game last night when he had the 2 for 4. Came back on July 14 from the rehab, and Sherrill will step off. Friel has not increased his lead. 2-0 delivery to Gordon. He was going for the warehouse on that one. 2-1.
Yeah, upstairs fastball, and George Sherrill set it up effectively. He had thrown enough breaking balls in this at bat to put that in Gordon's mind, and then when he elevated the fastball, it was only 87, but it was a little quick for Gordon.
Alex Gordon, only 25 years old, another one of Major League Baseball's young stars. 2-1 delivery on the way to it. Good jam shot as he got that one in a bit, and the count goes to 2-2. Yet another player learning at the major league level. He came up with only 400 plus at bats in the minor leagues. 2-2. And he got him. So battles back from a 2-0 count to get the strikeout on Gordon.
Yeah, good job by Sherrill and Wieters. After using the breaking ball early, they came with the fastball and threw 3 of them right by Alex Gordon. George Sherrill tried to get him to chase the breaking ball early, fell behind, and then battled back with good fastballs.
Now 2 down in the 9th inning of a tie game. Friel remains on at first base, and here is Yuniesky Betancourt, who takes the pitch inside for a ball. Betancourt has popped out and grounded out twice. He got denied a base hit on a fine play that was made by Izturis back in the 4th inning. 1-0 breaking ball is in there for a strike. Betancourt with a 1-for-4 off the Oriole closer in his career. 1-1 delivery to him, another breaking ball. Betancourt sometimes almost gets a running start at the plate. He moves both feet, especially in a breaking ball. He almost runs right into it as he begins his swing. Not something you'd want to teach. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way, and that will be popped up to second base. Brian Roberts. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Game tied, bottom of the 9th inning. Adam Jones, he'll be leading it off. He's already delivered his 60th home run of the season. Another one, and the Orioles win. Here, as Kansas City will go to the bullpen again. Cologne worked an inning and 2/3, gave up a couple of hits and struck out 1. Bale 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 strikeout. John Buck will come on to do the catching, and we'll have a new battery with Jamie Wright out of the pen.
40th pitch for the big right-hander Jamie Wright, and he has bounced around, started out in Colorado and been here in Kansas City a couple of different stints, pitched a bit in Texas, and he's on here trying to keep this game scoreless.
He was a workhorse with the Rangers, 75 games last year. That was the most ever by a right-hander in the Texas-Washington franchise history. So Jamie Wright will work here. Jones, Huff, and Markakis are due up for the Orioles. A 3-3 ball game. But the Orioles have a chance to win here in their last at bat. Home run came in the first inning. Jones 1 for 6 lifetime off Jamie Wright. Leading it off in the bottom of the ninth. The fastball is in there for a strike. Adam coming into the day with a .323 average against right-handers, the 10th best average against righties in the league. 0-1 delivery to him. He was trying for the winner right there. The perfect game is no more. Mauer with the RBI double. Burley pitching for Chicago. Had a perfect game through 5 again.
Yeah, a walk and then the double by Mauer has tied it up. The White Sox going into this game have lost 12 of the last 14 games in the Metrodome.
They won't be sorry to see the outdoor park come along. 0-2 count. Wright's delivery. I saw a note today on the Twins. I couldn't believe the Twins last night had a home run. They've got 112 home runs in their 100th game. That's more than they hit all of last year. And in this decade, the only other major league team that has had that many home runs, have that kind of an increase, is Toronto in 2006.
Yeah.
The Twins have just gone to the long ball this year. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way. Jones up the middle. Betancourt over. 1 down.
Yeah, the Twins with Kubel in there every day. Mauer's increased power production. Morneau having another MVP type of season, and Joe Creedy giving them a little added pop. But the Twins have serious pitching concerns, as Kevin Slowey now will be out for the year as he had wrist surgery.
Making a deadline trade maybe essential for Minnesota.
One thing you don't hear the Twins players speaking out. You know, Joe Nathan, Joe Mauer, and Justin Morneau all spoke out about a trade need in Minnesota.
Aubrey Huff fouls that one off.
It was interesting. Ron Gardenhire was asking about, what do you think about your players speaking out? He goes, it's America.
that would be Gardy. Yep.
Which makes me think he'd like to say the same thing.
Exactly right. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Huff. The Aces. 2 down in the bottom of the ninth inning. Nick Markakis moved into the cleanup spot in this game. He's gone 0 for 3, couple fly balls to right, ground ball out, and he has drawn a walk in the game. Two away, bottom of the ninth. Let's bring you up to date. AT&T. You still have a chance to vote. A, B, or C to 51862. Results in O's Extra. Markakis takes the fastball for a strike. Now, we said this bullpen, even though they have had terrible numbers on the year against the Orioles, they've done real well with a 1.56 ERA and a 2.0 record this year. Wright's delivery. Markakis will foul it off. Bale worked 2/3, 1 hit. Cologne inning in the third, 2 hits. Now Wright on. The runs charged against the starter. Brian Bannister 3 runs on 7 hits, non-decision. Jason Birkin 2 runs on 6 hits over 6 non-decision. Jim Johnson gave up the other run on the homer by Bloomquist in the 8th that tied the ball game. 0-2 delivery to Markakis. And we go to extra innings. So Wright comes on and shuts the Orioles down here in the ninth. 1-2-3. The 10th coming up.
Manny Baez coming in here. He's had a little bit of trouble of late, really mastering that great split finger pitch. He's not been able to command it and get the hitters to chase. He did pitch in the series in Boston. Came in on Friday night, pitched an inning, had a 1-2-3 eighth inning. And then he came in here last night, gave up a hit. Actually gave up 3 hits in a run. It was an unearned run. That came in the 8th inning. So he is on now in the 10th inning, trying to keep the Royals in check.
So we go to extra innings, in which the Orioles are 4-3 and Kansas City's 3-1. These two teams have not played extra innings against one another prior to tonight. David DeJesus at the top of the order, and the pitcher Baez is in there for a strike. DeJesus has drawn a walk, otherwise 0 for 3 in the ball game. Bloomquist and then Butler, top of the order for Kansas City. 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Bloomquist 1 for 3 off Baez. Left-handers against Danny, hitting .239. Right-handers .216. To short. There's Torres. Over Huff. 1 down. Bloomquist in the number 2 hole delivered a single in the first inning and scored on Butler's home run. Butler at that point was 6 for 6 in these games. He's got 11 home runs on the season now. Bloomquist shows bunt, takes strike. Hitting at .276. The home run he hit in the 8th inning is 3rd, tied the ball game up. And that is on the outside corner for a strike. 0-2. Strike zone has stayed very consistent. Marty Foster, it's been fairly large. Pitcher strike zone tonight, both ways. And the 0-2 delivery. Right field, Marquez.
Danny Baez locating the pitch effectively. Willie Bloomquist had to lean out and just kind of slap it to right. Good pause gathering over the mound, gets over that front leg and drives the fastball to the outer part of the plate.
2 down, nobody on. Billy Butler. Best headline of the day. Wish I could remember the paper. The Butler did it.
Good headline.
That was a good headline.
Major League high, 5 for 5 last night. He drove in 3 runs, hit a pair of doubles, and continued that hot streak with a home run in his first AB here tonight.
Can he do it? Is Torres? Yes, he can. Butler retired on a fine play. Nolan Raimo going to the bottom of the 10th inning will lead it off. He's got a 5-game hit streak. He's continued it in this ball game with a couple of hits. Let's see if he can get another when we come back. Signage provided free of charge for Nolan. As we go to the bottom half of the 10th inning, Grimold has had 2 singles, a walk, and he is flying out. On T-shirt night, can he get a game winner? Right on the mound. And a breaking ball for a strike.
Manny Ramirez hit a grand slam on Manny Ramirez bobblehead night. He just won a solo home run on Nolan Grimold T-shirt night.
We ask so little. Hitting at 293, Grimold. Did you see the story on that game? Manny didn't play that game, was on the bench. He was in his street clothes under his uniform. Could you believe that?
Yes.
I couldn't believe that. And he hits a grand slam. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Grimold fouls it off at the plate, 1-2.
Yeah, I was in Milwaukee with the Dodgers and Brewers a couple weeks ago and having a conversation with Joe Torre in his office. Manny Ramirez walks by with nothing but a towel on, and Joe looked out and goes, "There's my guy."
What else you gonna say? That's about what there is to it. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Grimold will foul that one off. Have you ever heard of a baseball player having his street clothes on during the game under his uniform? Because he thought he wasn't going to play and he wanted to go home early.
Yeah, go quick. I don't know. Some of those have to be made up.
No, it's Manny, so I believe them all.
I don't know. That's a little bizarre.
1-2. He delivered to Grimold. Second base. Caspo has it, 1 away in the bottom of the 10th inning. Tampa Bay's beat the Yankees 6-2 tonight, and Boston's got a 6-4 lead in the 8th over Oakland. Those two teams more and more looking like they're going to do the annual runaway from everybody else in the East. Coming into the play today, the Yankees had a 2.5 game lead over Boston. Yankees 9 wins in their last 10 ball games. Luke Scott. Boy, would he like to get out of his funk with a long ball right here. Luke has had an 0 for 4 in the ball game and 0 for 8 in the 2 games, and only 2 hits in his last 31 at bats. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike count.
You've got to think that Jamie Wright's going to try to stay away from Luke Scott, aware of that short porch in right, not giving him anything he can pull.
1-1. That's what he's doing. 2-1.
Even though Luke is struggling right now, everybody knows what kind of power he has, and you just don't want to give him anything on the inner half, especially when a guy's going bad. He is really going to take care of the pull side of the diamond first.
Scott is 0 for 3 off right in his career. 2-1 delivery to him and stays away again. 3-1.
Yeah, there's really no reason to give in to Luke Scott here. You've got the right-handed hitter on deck in Melvin Moore, and even though Scott has been struggling, he's still a threat to leave the yard.
Luke's last home run on the 11th of July against Toronto. 3 ball, 1 strike count. We're in extra innings here in the 10th. 3-1 delivery on the way. Luke Scott a ground ball to short. Betancourt hustles it over, and there are 2 down. Two down, Melvin Moore. Moore has had an 0 for 4 in the ball game. Melvin hitting about 250 with 1 home run in the month of July. It is the Quint's birthday. And that is a strike on the outside corner. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way, and Morris slaps that one towards second base. Big hop. Caspo over to first, and a 1-2-3 10th. We go to the 11th inning. It'll be 4, 5, 6 due up for KC. It's 3-10-0 for the O's, 3-8-0 for the Royals. Some 21,545 on hand for the ball game tonight. Nolan Reimold T-shirt night, and they're getting some free baseball as we go to the top of the 11th inning. Clearly they're tired, sleepy, want to go to bed. They're still swinging on the railings.
Yeah. Have another cotton candy.
Mom and Dad are just sitting and going, go ahead, just keep it up as long as you sleep in the car. Here's Mike Tian hitting at 291, and we'll take the strike. Baez worked the 9th inning, or Sherrill did. 10th inning for Baez, retired the side in order. Tian tonight's had an 0 for 4, a couple of hits and 9 at bats in the 2-game set. 2 more to go tomorrow night, and the day game Thursday at 12:30. Chris Tillman will make his major league debut for the Orioles as the starter against Greinke tomorrow night. Off the end of the bat, just cued that one back. 1-2 on Tian. Tian's gone 1 for 6 against Baez in his career. Baez ready with a 1-2 delivery.
Pretty good pitch, just a bit below. Good fastball. Very difficult to tell the difference between Danny Baez's fastball and his split finger pitch, because he will throw that split finger in the low 90s.
Fair. How about that one?
He got stuck in between the grass and the foul line. It looked like a line drive tomorrow, but that ball just hugs that chalk line, and Matt Wieters was hoping it would kick off that grass into foul territory, but it never happened.
So Tian leads it off with the 30-foot single. Now let's see how Trey Hillman plays this. Caspo, with a 10-game hit streak extended with a single in this game. He's 1 for 3 and a walk. Mora playing the line and has moved in at third. Alberto Caspo does not show bunt and takes the pitch for a ball.
Now, a lot of managers will not use the sacrifice on the road. Melvin Moore just even with the bag, but he's guarding the line to prevent that ball going down the left field line. The managers, they don't want to give away that out on the road.
Caspo does not have a sacrifice this year. Takes that pitch up high. Baez not happy with the first 2, and the count goes to 2-0. Caspo's raised his average now to 303 with this big hit streak that he's in. 10 games worth. And Rick Kranitz is on his way out, pitching coach. To have a word here to Baez after that last pitch, kind of looked a little disconcerted at himself. And I think Kranitz just wants to get him settled back in again.
Just getting focused again, and now he has fallen behind 2 balls and no strikes. And Trey Hillman, the manager of the Royals, kind of has the upper hand here. With Callaswo at the plate, he's the second toughest to strike out in the American League behind Dustin Pedroia. He puts the ball in play, so you could start the runner at first, try to go first and third, or at least get T in the second.
There he goes. Swung on, down the line, left field. Brimold over, and he's got it. Well, Callaswo just tried to punch the ball. That's all he wanted to do into left field, but he actually hit it too hard and got it up in the air for the out, one away, and Tien has to come back to first base.
Yeah, just got underneath it a bit, kind of dropped that back shoulder and created a fly ball swing.
Olivo came on as the pinch hitter for Jacobs in the DH role. He grounded out in the 9th inning. He's up now with a runner on at first base and 1 out. Olivo batting at .234 in the season. There goes the runner again. Wieters the throw, and not in time. A stolen base for Mark Tien.
Tien's a perfect 6 for 6 now. Not a bad throw. You can see Baez never made Tien hesitate. The throw is a bit high, but it was a strong throw. Wieters gets on top of it, but not much of a chance as Tien got a great jump off Baez.
So Olivo with an RBI chance asked for a timeout and got it. Baez will deliver the pitch anyway. That's about as late a timeout as you can get right there. One-0 count with 1 down and a runner at second base. They're in the 12th inning of a 3-3 ball game. Bloomquist tied it up with a home run for Kansas City in the 8th. 1-0 delivered. Each team got a homer in the first inning. Butler had a 2 RBI shot, his 11th of the year, answered in the bottom half by Adam Jones, who got a 2 RBI homer, his 16th of the year. Orioles would get another run from Wieters on a single in the 6th. Went up 3-2. Bloomquist in the 8th, leading off his 3rd home run of the year off Jim Johnson. Tie game, and that's where we are. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Splitter.
Yeah, probably a splitter. It was a late moving pitch, and that's a split finger fastball. Baez throws it very hard, and when it's down, it's got some movement on it. And that might have been just a straight fastball, but he has a splitter that's in the low 90s.
2-1 strike count. Roberts holding the runner at second. Baez, Olivo in the dirt. Wieters has it. And the count will go to 3-1.
Well, Matt does a good job. At 6'5", you never really get the feeling like a ball's going to get by him. He just has a knack for getting the glove on or getting his body in front of it, and he hasn't allowed too many wild pitches to get past him.
3-1 delivery. Oh, he helped him. Went after one up the ladder in a 3-ball 2-strike count on Olivo with John Buck waiting on deck, who's not had an at-bat in the series yet.
Yeah, this is a real favor for Baez. You can see how far out of the zone it is. 3-1. No chance at all to catch up to that
one. Runner off second base. 1 down, 3-2. Olivo stays alive. Grinded out baseball. 10 have been left on by the O's, 6 by the Royals. Baez checks in the 3-2 again. Olivo to third base. Melvin Moore, runner stays. 2 down.
John Bucklebat for the first time tonight. He came on after Ryan Friel pinch ran for Brian Pena. Pena singled in the 9th inning. Friel came on as a pinch runner, and then Buck took over behind to play the bottom of the 9th inning.
Herniated disc problems limiting Buck's play this season, out 32 games. Well, he's back trying to get it going. He's batting .407 with runners in scoring position. Swung on a miss. Indication the back is okay if he can take that kind of a cut and remain standing.
Yeah, he has been out on rehab and has tested the back, and he's going to ease back into catching and see if he can't get the stroke going a little bit. Appeared in 7 games at AAA. Hit .259 and caught 5 games and DH'd a couple of games.
One delivery to him, and that's going to be a base hit right field. Nick Markakis. Markakis with a runner coming home. Here's the play at the plate, and it hits the mound and bounds all the way to the backstop, heading over to third base. Wieters up. The throw is not in time. John Buck delivers an RBI base hit. A potential play at the plate, but the throw took a hop all the way to the brick wall, and that allowed Buck to go to third.
Yeah, this ball is not on line, and it hits the mound and kicks right over the top of everybody, goes all the way back. It was up the third base line. There wasn't going to be a play on Tien. See where Wieters is when that ball goes over his head. He was well up the third base line as that throw was offline.
So a single and an RBI for Buck. Error will be charged on Markakis on the throw, allowing Buck to move over to third base. And the Royals take a 4-3 lead on their 10th hit of the ball game, and Buck's first at bat of the series. Alex Gordon with a runner at third. He is singled, 1 for 4. Buck gets his 22nd RBI of the season, and important now Baez to hold this right here and get the out without allowing another. Joaquin Soria, the closer, getting ready. Splitter will miss inside to Gordon. 1-1.
Well, Kansas City has proven to be a tough opponent as they have had good at bats throughout the first 2 games of this series.
For a ball club that's last or next to last in almost every offensive category, 5 runs on 14 hits in the ball game last night, and 4 runs on 10 hits so far in this game. And a chance to add more with Buck at third. Baez behind the mound. Runner off third base. Here's the 2-1. 3 ball, 1 strike count on Gordon. Tien started this with a 30-foot nubber down the line. Swung on and missed. 3-2. Tien has come around to score. He stole second. And with 2 down, Buck came through with the RBI base hit.
Yeah, just a little dribbler up the first baseline. Looked like it was going to kick into foul territory, but just stayed between the foul line and the edge of the grass.
Tien's had a big ball game. 2 fine plays in the outfield. 3-2 delivery on the way, and swung on a miss. The Baez will get the strikeout, but Kansas City gets the run on a couple of hits and error and 1 left. We go to the bottom half. Royals up.
Tillman's made some defensive changes. That's Mitch Meyer, who's come in to play center field. He's taken over for Willie Bloomquist, who moves into right field. With that, Martin goes from right to first, taking over for Billy Butler. And on the mound, it'll be the closer, Joaquin Soria. Trying to save it for Jamie Wright. He's the pitcher of record for Kansas City. Soria looking for the save. Had a save here in last night's game. For Soria, that was number 16.
Soria's got 3 saves in his career in 6 appearances against the Orioles. He's given up only 1 hit in 5 1/3 innings lifetime. So the Orioles will try and come back one more time as Matt Wieters, Torres, and Roberts will be due up in the bottom half of the 11th inning. Kansas City trying to make it 2 in a row against the O's and extend their series lead. They are up 3-2 at the moment. Wieters has had a 3-hit ball game, all singles, including an RBI base hit that gave the Orioles a brief 3-2 lead in the ball game. That pitch is down low, and Joaquin Soria falls behind 2-0. Wieters' second 3-hit game. Soria is going to take a little walk here as he falls behind. 2-0 delivery on the way. Fisted him, and a 2-ball 1-strike count.
Good cut fastball right in on his hand. That ball had a lot of late life, and even with the 2-0 count, Soria was able to jam Matt Wieters with that late movement.
2-ball 1-strike count. Soria and get that one in there. Soria had a strikeout, retiring the side in order. The ball game last night. Wieters will foul it back. 2-ball 2-strike count.
Soria won't be in the same class of the hard throwing closers like a Goose Gossage, or with a specialty pitch like Mariano Rivera or Trevor Hoffman and his changeup. But what he does have is exceptional control, and he's got the ability to throw breaking balls over at any time.
16 out of 18 in save opportunities this year. Lofted to left field. DeJesus is not going to get it. And a big turn, but going back to first base with his first 4-hit ball game. Matt Wieters, a leadoff single in the 11th.
Well, Matt Wieters, with another first in his young career, will give way to the pinch runner Felix Pie. All you got to do is get on base. It's a changeup, down and away. He puts the barrel on the ball and flares it out of the reach of David DeJesus, who's coming hard, but the ball falls into fair territory. That's the start.
Let's see if the Orioles can do it in the 11th inning. In at third base is Gordon. Is Torres. Shows bunt. Takes the strike. As Torres has had a 2-hit game. He's 2 for 4. And 4 for 8 in the 2 games. Average now at 262. Alex Gordon still thinking bunt. Will stay in. PA will be held by Martin, the throw of it. Brian Roberts, Adam Jones in the order if it goes that far. Orioles now with 11 hits in the game, 11-10 out hitting Kansas City. As Torres does indeed bunt, just out of the reach of Buck.
Well, he got a piece of it. He had great reactions as he came out of the chute and just tipped it. That's difficult reactions. The first place you're thinking about as a catcher is out in front of home plate. Watch how he changes direction. Ball up to his left and just gets a piece of it. Just off the end of his glove.
Had very little time. That wasn't very high in the air. PA at first base, 0-2 count.
On this roster currently with the Orioles, there has only been 1 hit allowed by Soria, and that was the Wieters flare to left.
Think he's tough?
He's tough. I know he's tough.
0-2 count is Torres. Gordon's still in at third base. And the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. So even with 2 strikes, Kansas City kept their third baseman, Alex Gordon, 5 or 6 steps in. He backed up even with a bag as he is now, but as Soria got ready to pitch, he crept in. Obviously, if Torres is not bunting, that gives Torres a little room on that left side of the infield. 1-2. Swung on and missed. So Soria with a strikeout, 1 down.
Well, again, the inability to get the bunt down. And Soria comes back with a good fastball right at the bottom of the zone. And being able to take advantage of that leadoff single to this point. But you turn the lineup over again. Brian Roberts. He's had 2 hits in 5 trips tonight.
Double single, and he has scored a run. PA with outstanding speed at first. Roberts chops that one right off the catcher, and a 1-strike count on Brian. Joakim Soria, a couple of at-bats against him by Roberts. 0 for 2. Oh, 1 count. Easy throw over. PA back.
John Buck has only caught 2 of 29 base stealers. That's a high risk gamble with PA at first, but he has not thrown out many runners.
Roberts will take it for a strike. The only reason I wouldn't do it here would be because you got a chance to get Jones up again.
Well, and you also have a chance with Brian Roberts to hit a double. And if you hit a double in this situation, Felix PA should score. Roberts has already hit a double in this game, and he's got 35 on the season. Leads the American League.
0-2 count, 1 away. Orioles trail 4-3, bottom of the 11th. Soria's delivery. Roberts takes it. And the count goes to 1-2. A very tempting pitch by Joakim Soria.
Yeah, and you can see Brian slap his front leg as he got a little anxious and jumped out at that pitch. He wants to stay anchored on that back side.
One-two delivery.
Better
to barrel that one in.
He stayed back on that pitch, and it was a good fastball in a good location. He was able to spoil it.
Tremblay hoping his Orioles can come back. Joe Holman hoping they can win this extra inning game. Brian Roberts taking a look at the bat. Pine tar up there?
Possibly got some pine tar there. Piece of dirt or something he had to wipe on.
One ball, 2-strike count. Roberts to left. Casey's under it, runner halfway. And there are 2 down in the 11th inning. So Adam Jones will come to the plate with a runner at first. His home run in the first inning is 16th, 2 RBIs. Since then, an intentional walk and 3 ground balls to the shortstop.
It's an interesting alignment in the outfield now. All night long they have played Adam to the opposite side of center. Now they have shifted to the pull side. That's Mitch Mayer, the defensive replacement in center, playing Adam to pull.
And what an enormous hole there is between center and right.
Yeah, and there's a lot of room for an extra base hit out in this area. You hit one out there between the center field and right field. PA should score easily.
Jones might score.
Just hit it out so we don't have to worry about it.
0-1 count. There are 2 down. Soria's pitch a fastball, and it's 0-2. It is a warm night. You've seen these pitchers wiping the perspiration off. 2 strikeout, 2 down. Kansas City up 4-3. Way outside, backhanded by Buck. No small play there to hold that runner at first base. PA with the lead at first. One-two delivery. Jones swings to third base. Gordon to force at second and gets it there in time. And this one is in the books. And Kansas City's taken the first 2.